What is going on? Ooh. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I just realized I've still got my my little thing up from Friday night. Got my thing on from Friday night, guys. How are we all doing? How are we all doing? We good? We good? Thrawny, how you doing? Night Fox, Wolfie. Wolfie! I'll wait for you in the VC, Wolf. I shall wait for you in the VC. Or I guess just give me a message, Wolf, when you're ready, and I'll just direct call you. I think that would probably be easier, wouldn't it? That'll probably be easier. How's everybody doing? Let's go over here. I need to climb to first in fleet. I need to climb to first in fleet. Let's see this. No, where am I looking? Where am I looking? There we are. Get rid of that. Good business. Okay. Oh, god damn it. This would have been easier if I had changed the fleet setup here. Well, not easier. It would just save me from potentially falling further tomorrow. How's everybody's weekend gone then, guys? How's everybody's weekend gone? Get rid of Yao. Let's just stop him from getting a reinforcement, I guess. That could work. That could work. Plenty of time of the day in the USA. 3 p.m. East Coast. Woo! Hey, Essex, how you doing, buddy? Tomorrow off, so my weekend isn't over yet. That's awesome, dude. I unfortunately do have work tomorrow. Mañana. Mañana I do have work, unfortunately. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Back to work. Back to the grind, as it were. Back to the 9 to 5. But I'll still be doing videos and stuff like that, obviously. Put that on order. One of our Great Mother teams got 23 holds in TW. Nice one, Bodhi. 42 in Foxes. Yeah, I saw that one, Fox. Yeah, Great Mothers are the current, like, thorn in people's side, right? So they're a real pain with their datacron. So guilds with a lot of the Great Mothers datacron are going to have a great time. Live chat is broken. What's going on with my live chat right about now? I can't even see what it's saying. I don't think it's broken. I think it's just taking a while to refresh. I think it's cut off a lot of the top. Yeah, sometimes it does funky stuff. See, if I do that, we've got it there. Another glorious day. Another glorious day. The game sound seems a bit high to me. Just a smidgen, but there we go. We are now officially in first for fleet. Good times. It's just what I always wanted. What have we got over here? Yay, I dropped down into Kyber 2 after losing round 2, rather. Which sucks. But there we go. Hopefully we'll win round 3 and jump back up into Kyber 1. Who knows? And then maybe get squished out of it again. It's going to be a fun time had by all. Had by all. Alrighty. So at least you have 2 weeks of stuff to talk about. I know, right, Bodhi? Otherwise, it's a short tribe talks. Auto fixed and good night. Yeah, auto fixed is good. It's one of those things where it's like, why did auto even break in the first place? Why did auto even break in the first place? It just sort of overlapped, didn't it? It just sort of overlapped with the basic, so you couldn't actually hit. Like if you were on the select options for auto, it would just overlap with basic, and you couldn't hit auto. It was like you could only auto basic. It was a little bit frustrating. If you were on a PC, you could use the hotkeys to jump around it, which is what I did. But you know, it's kind of one of those issues where it's like it's a problem that shouldn't be a problem. You know, problems that shouldn't be problems. Not quite hitting that max box just yet. We are 2 players down in our guild at the moment, or we were for this raid. So it's like meh, meh, meh. Oh, I've already claimed all my stuff. Big Sag. Big Sag. This is the normal stream time. It is indeed. Just happens to be a Sunday, so people are not working usually. Yep, indeed. Evening Flo, how you doing? My credits are slowly building up once again. Slowly building up because I spent far too many on modding. Spent far too many credits modding. Let's just buy some more of these, I guess. I could do with that raid payout. It's coming in a couple of hours. I'm out of currencies. I'm so broke right now. All these marquee characters coming out, stripping away all of my gear, all of my hordes. It's not an ideal situation to find myself in. I mean, look at this. Can't even purchase that. Boop, boop, boop. And now I am officially out of my data cache as well. My data cache has now officially runneth dry. At what point did we get to over here? Hey, thanks for the resub there, Foxy. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, so I've got a couple of level 8s here. I decided not to take these to level 9. I'll probably just go around. I feel like I have all the level 9s that I need right now. So many more are coming. Yep. Looks like we'll be getting Shin this coming week. I assume we'll get Marok then in 2 weeks' time after. After that, maybe we'll start seeing some more GL Ahsoka Tano requirements. I don't know. What's on the agenda today? We're just doing a little bit of tribe talks today. Little bit of tribe talks. I got my boy Wolfie in the chat now. Let's jump over there. Hey Wolfie, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on? Yeah, not much. I thought we might have a tribe talks today, bud. What do you think?
Wow, well, fancy that. I had a similar thought myself.
Another thought did occur to me as well. Well,
fancy that.
We're one mind. We're a tribe of 2 for this evening. Mr. Carthrick is away, probably whale hunting or some such. I'm not sure. Is that what whales do in their spare time? They hunt other whales.
Don't they eat krill? So these are like little.
He's grazing on krill.
Thingies, so he's munching.
He's munching on plankton. That's what he's having a real good time. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, who could blame him? I mean,
well,
whales
indeed.
are wont to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shame him for doing whaley things.
How dare he? How very dare he? Does he not know his priorities?
I'm not gonna shame him for doing whaley things. You know, if he's gonna eat krill, it's gonna happen. You know,
whale's got a whale. That's all I'm gonna say.
Point. That's a good point, Bodhi. Krakens hunt whales.
Well, yeah, I would probably say Carth is probably in the Kraken bracket by now. I mean, when you breach 6 figures, I'd say that's Kraken territory.
Yes. I would say he is safely in the Kraken realm.
Yeah.
Like, Whale-Rick works so much better than Kraken-Rick. Like, I don't know. It just sounds like he's a druggie, but like, oh, I got Kraken-Rick over there. Watch out for him.
It sounds like a Rick and Morty thing, doesn't it?
Oh my god,
Morty, I'm cracking Rick.
I'm cracking Rick, motherfucker!
So yeah, maybe one day Karth will formally adopt the Kraken Rick title, but I don't know. I think he's going to stick with the Whale Rick.
I like it.
Yeah, which is fine. I don't blame him. I blame him not. Not one iota do I blame him. Let me pop you out real quick. And then if I go and I should have a duo set up over here, and I'll just have to adjust some of the camera shenaniganry, which is fine. It'll be this camera shenaniganry. Right. You're over here. A wild wolf appears.
I realized I forgot to auto my Smuggler's Run 2 or whatever it is for the Java event.
Oh,
I need my damn reroll mats.
Yeah, you're talking Smuggler's Run 2, the whole electric boogaloo, get yourself some micro attenuators. I remember.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. That's what they're called, micro attenuators. There are so many freaking like phrases and terminologies and whatever in this game.
Yeah.
It's like an entirely new vocabulary that we've learned.
Yeah. Can you imagine the sheer volume of useless shit that we've learned from playing this game over the years? It's like, has this helped your career? No. But have I told you about micro attenuators and their value in the modding scene? It's like, no. Are you aware? I can give a whole
dissertation on that. Yeah.
Here is my thesis on the value of micro attenuators.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So much useless fucking knowledge. But you know what? We're here and we got it. So let's put it to use, damn it.
Hell yeah.
Talking.
For an extended period of time. What is the little muggins that you're drinking out of there, Wolfie? I like that.
Oh, this is my one of my Ren Fair mugs.
Yes.
It's hard to see it on camera. But it's from the New York Renaissance Fair from 2014. Does this have the tagline on it? No, it doesn't. They usually have the taglines on it. I have another one that says the flockings will continue until morale improves.
No, words to live by. I'm sure.
Oh yes.
Wow.
Oh yes, for sure.
So it's been a number of weeks, Wolf. It's been a number of weeks since we have talked as a tribe with the tribe together. It's a bit weird, right? I think it's sorry.
So much news too.
Yeah.
Other than like things.
Stuff. We had the Road Ahead 2.0, which was which was basically better than the Road Ahead, and it wasn't the Road Ahead. It was a Road Ahead in spirit, but not in title.
They announced that I would get to use Hondo with the new Balin coming out, and like we barely even scratched the surface on it. Like, come on.
I mean, that's just good business if we think about it.
That's just good business.
Yeah,
bro. I'm so happy that they did that. Like the Merc tag actually looks pretty interesting. I'm really looking forward to see what they actually do with that thing. If they expand it more.
Quick side note on that: the whole. This is going to sound weird, but I'm going to paint a Venn diagram in your head right now.
Ooh.
And it's not strictly Galaxy of Heroes, because on this Galaxy of Heroes podcast, we don't have to talk about the game all the time, do we? So, you know.
So Valheim.
So Valheim. No, where I was going with this, and you'll see how my weird ADHD brain is working with this, was I was like, it's Hondo, and the voice actor for Hondo is actually the original voice actor of a character that you've been introduced to in a game that you've recently finished, but you didn't play the version of the game in which Hondo voiced the character of which he appeared in the first game, but not the sequel.
Did he voice Minsk?
He was Minsk.
I guessed it right! I guessed it right! That's awesome!
Minsk and Boost and
That's fantastic!
Absolutely.
Oh, that's really cool!
So there you go. That's the Venn diagram.
I literally did not know that. I just completely guessed, but that is really cool.
It's the Venn diagram of characters that what's his name? Jay Cunningham, something like that. I can't remember. Jim
name.
Cunningham, something like that.
I forget.
Yeah, characters that he's voice acted. Hondo Onaka and Baldur's Gate. That's the yeah. That's
fucking awesome. Oh my god.
Yeah. Minsk does not know what that means. The bars, they twist and bend with my berserker strength. I used to love Minsk. He was great. So yeah.
Bro, I've never played the earlier games, so this was the first time I actually got to meet Minsk, and I'll be honest, I was fucking geeking out though.
Oh, dude, Minsk is the best.
Yes, man, he's fantastic. I love him.
He is the prototypical. I mean, you'd think he's just a barbarian, right? He's just a dumb barbarian. Like he's that stereotype, but he's also a ranger, so he loves his miniature giant space hamster. So,
yeah,
I mean,
but he's not like he's like a certain kind of dumb. He's not like barbarian rage. I'm gonna go smash stuff. He's like a Hulk smash kind of dumb. He's just like he's very particular. He's very interesting, and he's got a certain way of looking at things, and I fucking love him.
He's more like what is it? Is it Lenny from Of Mice and Men? You know,
a little bit more along those lines, yeah.
Yeah, he's just kind of like, he's a little bit simple, but he'll squish your brains. So, and he has, an unwavering devotion to righteousness and butt kicking. So
he's such a positive person. He's just such a good influence on everything. Like, what's not to love about him?
Exactly. He's endearing is what he is. So he's Wrecker. He's Wrecker if Wrecker was an interesting or endearing character.
Yeah, if he had some depth to his character, then he'd be Wrecker.
Wrecker wishes he was Minsk, okay? Wrecker wishes he was Minsk. Wrecker is like Minsk from Alibaba.com, okay? They missed most of the charm with Wrecker, unfortunately. But yes, in essence, it's that. But so Star Wars.
Star Wars, right? Bringing it back.
Mercenary tag. That's where we were going before we shamelessly
actually
diverted.
On that note, Bad Batch didn't get Mercenary tag, did they?
Which is odd because like the entirety of season 3 is them being mercenaries, right? Pretty much.
Season 2 as well. Like they're mercs. I think. Yeah. Season 1 or whatever, like they do a lot of mercenary stuff. Like they're just working, like doing jobs for this one person. Like that is their entire shtick at this point. They are no longer soldiers. They are completely just mercs. So...
Yeah, that is a very good point. They are quite literally mercenaries, and yet in Galaxy of Heroes they're not. This is a whole Razor Crest Bam bounty hunter.
Oh my god,
shenaniganry going on again. Do you know what I mean? I mean, at this point, they should have just given Bam the bounty hunter tag and call it done. It would have been fun. Would have given him a little bit more viability.
Yeah, without a doubt. And honestly, with Bad Batch 2, thinking about them right now, how much you taking like, I'll put Echo over here. I'll do like some weird thing with like something over there. A lot of the Bad Batch team sort of ends up getting benched when you go and bring Echo to doing something supporty thing over there. So
in the day and age we live in, for sure. Yeah. You know, like the Queen Amidala taking in, like she can take Echo and Tech, throw that that in particular now that the Galactic Republic Datacron is gone and we don't have the Powcron anymore, you can throw those two under her with the support Cron, and that is a nasty team in 5s.
Exactly.
Like in my opinion,
that's the Powcron, not the Powcron. So sorry for the confusion.
Exactly. Pow right in the kisser, not Sakala. That's what he says, right? Sakala.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Watch someone say that's someone else, not Pow, and I'll be like, damn it! But I'm pretty sure that's Pow.
Damn it!
Scribble.
Sure
know your sound files from the game.
Right? Jeez, I totally play with the sound on.
Yeah, me. I play with the sound effects on. I like the sound effects. I'm Star Wars gaming. You want to hear the lightsabers swooshing and the force pushing and the that rhymed. I'm gonna make a poem.
I love it. I'll be honest, for like the sounds and everything, I love, the lightsaber sound is iconic, the whooshing and the whatnot. But when you start getting like TM rolled and it's just like lightsaber after lightsaber, it's like, okay, this is just getting like a bit much. Like it's just all right, I get it, it's a fucking lightsaber. Can we move on and just, I want to take a turn, damn it. So it like sort of compounds on everything. I mean, so when there's just too much lightsaber sounds, it's like, God, it's too much.
I genuinely actually want to go through the game, and maybe you don't know this because you don't play with sound effects on, but there are a number of characters whose death scream is the Wilhelm scream, and I want to count how many times they've used it in this game, because it's like the most famous soundbite in Hollywood. So I want to know how prevalent it is in Galaxy of Heroes, because there's at least half a dozen characters that all go, ah! the classic Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, easily half. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like it's a trope and it gets used all the time, but it's like recognized as that and it's accepted within the industry and everybody are like, ha, Wilhelm scream, nice. And they don't get any bad marks for doing it. It's just one of those things which has ascended over all that shit.
It's like the Wilhelm scream has become a meme before memes were a thing. They just didn't realize that it is a meme. It is a meme, but it's
Absolutely.
a widely accepted meme. It's like a warm hug. You know, people are like,
it's an older meme, sir, but it checks out.
Yeah, it's an older meme, sir, but it checks out. Yeah, it's like when you go around and you watch like Indiana Jones and somebody gets thrown off a moving train, and then you're like, it's the Wilhelm scream. I do like. It's one of those things that when you know that sound, you can't stop hearing it when you see it in random films. You're just like, oh
yeah,
it's a Wilhelm scream.
Oh yeah, one of those cannot be unheard sort of things.
If ever I make a movie, I'm going to include it. In fact, I'm going to include it gratuitously. It'll be for every single death, and I'll make something that's like an 80s. Yeah, it'll be in the intro. Yeah, it'll be like an 80s action film. You know, something like Total Recall or something like that, which has just got loads of gratuitous deaths, and every single one will have the Wilhelm scream.
Love it.
I can't wait. Guys, make sure you watch out for my my film preview in what is it, the Sundance Festival or something like that. I'll get a standing ovation.
You could do something like the Pixar original. They had like the Pixar animation, like the light would come down and squish the eye.
Oh,
when
yeah.
the eye gets squished, have another Wilhelm scream.
Yeah. Yeah, why not? Beak, beak, beak.
Really
happened to
upfront
Pixar,
what
man?
this is about. Didn't they get bought out?
I don't know.
Is it like Pixar, Disney, or something like that?
It's definitely.
It's all fucking conglomerates.
Yeah, I think it is Disney Pixar now. But it's like, I remember there was like that 10, 15 year period where Pixar was basically like Midas. Every single thing that they pushed out was just like, it's gold. Go watch it. It's amazing. And then
pretty much. And
then it wasn't. So, is Disney just like cursed at this point? I'm not even sure. Is that the takeaway?
That's sort of where we're at with a lot of the shows and crap these days.
But not the Acolyte, though. Whew.
Yeah, at least the Acolyte was just a shining star of just amazing, just truly the greatest content ever. Like I think. I think that Acolyte is almost living proof that you can indeed polish a turd, but all you get is a highly polished turd at the end. It's not appealing. It might look pretty at some points, but it's still shit. And now you've got shit all over your hands. So sorry. Yeah. Oh no, Trader Tots had to Google the Wilhelm scream. Welcome to the club, buddy.
Welcome to the
welcome.
Your life will forever be changed. Now go back and watch all the Indiana Jones films, watch anything that George Lucas has ever made. Let's be honest. There's at least one Wilhelm scream in his films. But
it's everywhere.
Yeah,
it's everywhere. But speaking of like good quality stuff, like the Acolyte. Have you finished frickin' Andor yet?
No, I haven't had a chance to watch another episode. Like my Saturdays are supposed to be my day off. You know, they're supposed to be my day off. But I've decided recently that I'm gonna scale back the time at which I start my stateside stream, because streaming till 4, 5 in the morning, I'm not 20 anymore.
Yeah,
I can't hack it. It's ruining my Saturday. So I spend Saturdays a grumpy old man just going, I stayed up too late, you know, and then I don't enjoy my Saturday, and that's my day off, and it bleeds into my Sunday then, because I have a shitty night's sleep on Sunday trying to fix stuff. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you, Wolfie, is that I was in a bad mood and couldn't watch Andor on Saturday, which is when I would like to watch it, because of my stateside streams. So don't get old. That's the first thing. Yeah, first thing. Find the elixir of life, the fountain of youth, and drink from it plentifully. So yeah, I'm taking that stateside stream back, and it's going to start at a more reasonable time, basically when GAC goes live, so that I can do that and finish and, you know, get to bed at like 2:30 instead of like 4:30, 5:30, 7 a.m. when Mrs. Scribble wakes up. So, yeah. So yes, I do have to apologize. Yeah, but it's just like it throws your sleep schedule off something rotten as well, because I still work a 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. and it's like, ugh. So I tried it. I tried it in hopes of, letting the American people and the Canadians and all these sort of people have a little bit of an easier time watching my streams. But ultimately, it's not sustainable for me. I did it for a couple of months, and I'm just like, it's been great fun, but I just can't. I can't keep up with it. So, big Sag.
Yeah, for
if
sure.
If I didn't have a 9 to 5, it would be different, right? Because I could just become nocturnal, and I could always stream in that time. But generally speaking, I don't actually know if that's the best thing for my channel. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. So
there's definitely advantages to streaming when you do.
Yeah.
A little more in the day, a little bit earlier, a little bit easier to access and whatnot. I'm chilling at work or driving home from work or doing whatever, so I'm always listening and whatnot. So I'm always around. So definitely some benefits to that.
Yeah, for sure, sure. Yeah. How did your GAC go, by the way?
Mercenaries?
We were talking about Mercenaries, yeah. So we've managed to talk a lot about Mercenaries, and then we started talking about Bad Batch, and then we talked about the Wilhelm Scream for a little bit. So let's talk about Mercenaries.
So I had about a 200-point swing between my first 2 rounds of GAC. I had an 1850 and then a 2050 between round.
Oh,
one
wow.
and round 2.
Yeah, so but you won the first round, didn't you? Even with horrendous drops galore.
518.
Nice.
Yeah, my opponent got even worse, didn't clear, didn't whatever, and then round 2 my opponent did 10 batters and said fuck it and just didn't bother coming back because they lost anyways. So
which is fair.
Yeah, massive swing. Week 1 is always a giant shit show, a giant everything. You don't know what's going to work.
Week 1 of 3s in particular.
Yes.
Because it's always a new Datacron set with 3s, isn't it?
Exactly.
So it just, everything feels... Like, week 1 of 5s is still a little bit funky because you've just done 3 weeks of 3v3. You're still learning, is this going to work in 5s? But at least you'll have, some territory war information to work off.
Exactly.
It's just how will this work also when you throw in GAC Omicrons into the mix? Does that change anything for 5s? But 3s is just everybody is wandering around with their eyes closed, what works?
Yeah.
And it turns out that the Great Mothers work. They put in work at the moment. They're getting the holds.
Yeah.
I mean, not in my GAC. But in the first round, they did. They got 9 holds. Second time, they got 1 tapped. But I assume he was specifically holding for it. So,
yeah, at this point, it's seeming like JMK is really the answer to that. So, don't tell my opponent. He might be in chat.
I will not tell your opponent that JMK Cat is really good against the Great Mothers in 3v3. It's a lot harder in 5s. I've done some testing today because a couple of Great Mothers have popped up in my shard. Yeah. It's still bloody hard. Even when you just take out Great Mothers at the start, it is so hard to take out the rest of the team. They've got so much survivability. It's insane. So it can be done. It can be done, but it's never clean. It's you lose maybe most of the time it's down to just JMK and Cat for me, to be honest. Yeah, for real, and it takes 4.5 minutes because especially if they're running Merrin for extra survivability. With the extra health and protection recovery, and oh my god, it just gets so messy. But I've yet to try. I've only tried JMK Cat so far. So go ahead.
Okay. There's only one other Great Mothers right now in my my squad arena, so I'm climbing right now to try and face it, and I haven't been able to test against it very much. But damn, have I heard some stories.
Yep.
And seen some results, and seen the holds stack up in TW and in GAC and everything.
I've heard Slacker does pretty well, but again, I guess the issue is trying to find a counter that's banner efficient. In 3s, I think JMK Cat is fine, and also Treya apparently is a really solid counter because you just isolate the pre-taunt and then.
Oh, okay.
So you run Treya, Nihilus, Sith Empire Trooper. So he absorbs the doomed because they can't ignore the pre-taunt. And then you just you isolate their tank, and then you wait for an annihilate. You take out Great Mothers, and then eventually you win. But
that sounds like a long battle.
Yeah. So it's no, it definitely will be a long battle. But I don't know how Treya performs in 5s. With the extra firepower, it could get really hairy. So I don't know.
Yeah, in 5s, it sounds like they may just fucking destroy you. But I don't know, the attacking at a turn, everything over there. I still think that I don't know. Great Mothers 5 might be rough for that. I think you're right.
Yeah, for real.
Oh my god.
But I'm hoping to do some testing. Because when it first dropped, there was nobody in my squad arena apart from myself that had Great Mothers. But I think a couple of people must have wailed on the last day, because I can see 2 of them in my squad arena now. 3.
Gotcha.
Oh wow, Law. Law is in my old guild. He looks like he's wailed on Great Mothers and got them up to R5 right now. So nice. They're definitely they're starting to crop up, which means I can get some practice in, which I always enjoy doing. Trying to figure, and plus, I can help educate the rest of the masses against how we can counter this team. Of course, that doesn't help with people that go into territory war and all of a sudden have to fight like double Omicron Great Mothers, because she becomes immune to insta-kill then, which is I haven't looked into those very much. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's one of her Omicrons makes her immune to insta-kill whilst there is a blessed ally or something like that.
Oh geez, because the blessed ally is already immune to insta-kills, so if that also adds and make her, oh god.
So
whoo baby, that's gonna be rough.
I'm just gonna double check that. No, not that one. Is it Threads of
game
Destiny?
up, doing a little scroll through and whatnot.
Yeah, there we go.
Jamie, someone got a 330. Oh, nice.
Night Sister allies gain 30% defense. This is one of their TW armies. Max health and 20 speed. Great Mothers gain instant defeat immunity while a blessed ally is active. And doomed enemies have minus 30% defense and offense whenever a doomed enemy is defeated. All enemies inflicted with fear. Oh, God. You're not going to take turns, man. Like,
oh, God.
That is rough. So in Territory War, at the start, 2 people are going to be immune to instant defeats, and one is going to be the Great Mothers. So you can't get rid of her. You can't get rid of... presumably, it will be Morgan Elsbeth, because that's who you're probably going to put... blessed on, right? So, and then if you kill someone who's doomed, everybody gets feared, and then another person gets to. Oh god, that is horrendous, mate. Yeah. God damn. So
okay, well, so yeah, that should be some fun times.
Probably putting that Omicron on.
Yeah, they've really done a good job of making a lot of the new characters have really good Omicrons. It's just the power scaling and the everything has been a little bit absurd. I mean, of course, you then get the complaints of where's all the Omicrons for the old characters? Can we maybe show a little bit of love to some of those guys every once in a while?
Yeah.
Which, would be nice. When's the last time we got an Omicron on like an older character? Or, like they touched up or something.
IPD or something like that, wasn't it? And he got a
Probably
TB on
IPD.
me, but that was a long time ago. Wasn't Mace, was it? They haven't done one in a long time.
But yeah, it's been a minute.
Which is a shame, because it was one of the more interesting parts. But the other side of it is I'm also kind of glad that they're not doing that, because Omicrons feel so difficult to catch up on regardless, that I don't want to have more Omicrons that I feel I need to have in the game, because I already feel like I'm behind by like 10 Omicrons I would love to have. So yeah, give me some breathing room, even if it means no older Omicrons.
And there's the question, of course, of then, is it going to be a good Omicron? Will it be game-changing and everything? And if they do a whole game-changing Omicron on an old character, it shakes everything up, which I kind of like. I kind of like when it messes things up and everything.
Yeah.
But if they just make it a throwaway Omicron and it's just like, meh, whatever, then you skip it anyways.
Well,
Which,
exactly,
honestly,
yeah.
Some of them, like Exarcoon in chat said, the Poggle Omicron was probably the most recent one, and that one I just entirely skipped because, like, I'll use GBA as a pre-taunt. So sorry, Poggle.
Yeah. No, I don't have either of the Geos, because when their Omicrons came out, I think all my Geos were mostly Gear 12. So I've since bought the Geo pack, the Lightspeed bundle when that came out. So they all went up to Relic 3. But at this point, I'm like, even if I had the Poggle Omicron, it's not a team that we used either offensively or defensively in our territory wars. Yeah. So it's like, I'm not going to go back and retroactively apply it now, unless they release some amazing new Geonosian that does something crazy. Imagine like a Gar ISC version on Geos that lets them do true damage when they attack out of turn. All of a sudden, Geos become a threat.
I mean, they've opened the door with the large units. They got Jabba, they got the Great Mothers. They can pull in a Geonosian Queen if they want. So I mean, the door's been opened, so they have the room to do that. I'm not saying it's going to happen anytime soon, but they could.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
I mean, it would just be a weird way to just specifically revive the Geos. Although you can say that's what they're doing with the Night Sisters right now. They give them a new character and a new thing, and just give them a whole
couple new characters, in fact. Yeah. Couple new characters, and it's been fun. It's really weird having a Night Sister team that can't revive. Because I was testing them out, and I was like, okay, so that person dies, it's okay, I'll just revive them. And I'll go, oh no, wait, I can't do that with Great Mothers. Just can't happen.
It's really just because that's always been their thing, and like that's what the Night Sisters are all about. You get your death loops, get your revives, get your all shit sort of stuff going, and that's they just generate all sorts of turn meter by everyone dying and reviving, and generate the offense and the plague stacks. That's been their whole shtick for the longest time. It's like, oh, don't worry, everyone died. Doc is still alive. She'll bring everyone back. You're fine.
Yeah,
like that's always been their thing, and now it's like, oh no. Oh, no.
Under no circumstances can they revive. Absolutely not.
No. Only zombie. Only zombie.
We don't do that here. Oh yeah, zombie can still revive because unpreventable revives are a thing, which is interesting. There's unpreventable deaths and there's unpreventable revives, and if an unpreventable death move gets used on something that has a revive that can't be prevented, the game the game doesn't crash. It just revives. But you would think that the game would enter paradox mode and just exit, close down the battle. Like, sorry, nobody wins. Nobody wins.
Force close. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, not logical.
It is the in-game equivalent of unstoppable force versus immovable object. It's conundrum, right? And that's Nihilus's Annihilate versus Zombie with Night Sister allies. It's,
and Annihilate versus GLs. They're just immune to it. Sorry.
Yeah. It's like, game crash. Can't do it.
Right. Hold on.
Let me think about this. It can't happen. So yeah.
Sorry, I misspoke. They're not actually immune. They take reduced damage.
I
have actually
massive damage, right? But reduced massive damage.
They take reduced massive damage, so it goes down to like the 70k. But I actually was able to prevent a revive on a JML one time by doing that. And I'd popped him off and like killed him with Nihilus's Annihilate, but he was down to like 50,000 health.
So Jolie couldn't bring him back?
So it actually was enough, so Jolie couldn't bring him back. Yeah.
I like it. That's really funny. I was just thinking about how convoluted the game can get sometimes with kit complexity, and we're talking about, in particular, characters that can't be instantly killed and revives that can't be prevented and deaths that can't be prevented. And you're thinking, like, how would that conversation go? It's like, okay, so I'm going to use Nihilus against your Galactic Legend and he's going to insta-kill you. It's like, well, actually, GLs are immune to insta-kills. It's like, oh, well, that's not how the game was written. It's like, well, it is. Instead, we take massive damage. Oh, so you're going to take 99,999 points damage. Well, actually, no, because Galactic Legends take reduced damage from massive damage effects.
I'm fully just envisioning the computer as, like, two nerds arguing back and forth. Well, actually, it's this. Well, actually, it's this. Well, actually, I played my trap card.
You walked right into my trap. 69,999 damage. Whatever it is, 66,000, I can't remember. But yeah, fun times. Everybody loves it loves the libraries that we have to read to understand kits these days, with all the crazy weird interactions that go on.
Oh my god. So another streamer that I follow, his wife takes over and streams every once in a while, and she got convinced to start playing Galaxy of Heroes because Urza come back in. He started up his whole guild and everything again. So she's going through the early game yesterday. And probably one of the early game training teams they were giving you was the Imperial Remnants with the Night Troopers. And she's opening up abilities. And it's like, what the fuck is this? There's like a whole paragraph of things. And it's like, reads the whole thing and just like, okay, all right, let's check the next ability. What? It's another pan with every single ability. It was just like, how is there so much reading?
Gone are the days where it's like, you do physical damage to his character with a 55% chance to land ability block. Like that's not abilities anymore. Abilities you need like an expand section to get the full list of descriptions out there just to understand. I mean,
the learning curve to get into this game at this point is crazy.
Yeah,
Just like
it's become
we started
complex.
off simple. We started off simple, and then like they added the things on. So it's been like we've been learning with the game and remembering as they go on. And so,
Yeah.
you know, we started off with things being, JKR was a super complicated kit. There's so much going on, and now JKR is like, oh, there's when he's got like 3 things he does. Okay, who cares? But if you're a new player coming in now, it's like, jeez,
Yeah,
I can't even imagine. Like it's tough to recommend a new player to start now because there's so much to learn.
oh my
But
god,
it is
there
fun.
really is. I still think it's a game that's worth playing. Obviously, if you're into turn-based RPG games, which is essentially what this is, it's a turn-based RPG or a turn-based RPG game mechanics as far as combat goes. It harkens back to things like Final Fantasy games. That's how the combat is per se. It's just we have other elements of hero collector games and gachas and microtransactions and all that business, which I don't think people actually like, but that's the world we live in.
Yeah, it's just sort of what they have to do.
Yeah.
I mean, to make the game, they can't make a whole lot of money off of just ad revenue and whatnot. So, I mean, it sucks, but Darth Microtransaction was aptly named.
Well, indeed.
Yeah.
And I believe he's still doing well. I believe he's still. I'm not sure if he still covers like Diablo and Path of Exile, or if he's become like full blown games reporter slash lifestyle vlogger slash action RPG guy. I don't know what he does much anymore, but I know he's still around and he's still doing pretty well for himself. So, there's hope for us all.
I think I mostly see him on like Path of Exile stuff like like that. But I think he has like a weekly podcast where he's, like you were saying, doing the whole games reviews and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I think he does. He at least does a little bit of variety content, which is great. I think it largely still fits within the wheel of his remit, as it were, about what he likes to, the games that he likes to play and stuff like that. But a lot of that is the games that we'd all like to play. I've spent recently going through the Star Wars Outlaws game. I enjoyed Star Wars Outlaws. I thought it was a decent, not great game.
You were saying better than the reviews were saying?
I didn't really watch many reviews. I like to kind of go in blind. I heard people say that reviews are mostly like around the 7-8 mark. Although there has been a lot of like negativity on like Twitter and stuff like that, because I mean it's Twitter, man. There's always going to be negativity on Twitter. But my rating for it is I think it's probably a 7 out of 10 for me personally. It's not like it's got. I think the biggest problem with it, and I'm doing a review of this game next week because it's my fucking YouTube channel, guys. I can put out whatever I want. But the high level for me is that when the game does things well, it does things really well. Like there are moments in the game that are like, actually, that is really cool. It suffers massively from, in my opinion, from people at Ubisoft having this obsession with trying to make a massive world filled with fluff and filler content that it just doesn't need. There's some baked in mechanics that are like 60% of the way to making it really interesting that just fall short. And then there's just so much shit out in the world that they're like, everybody loves an open world game. Let's fill it full of like random collectibles and tiny little insignificant shit and a beautiful world. It is beautiful. But to me, it's like, you know what? If you just made a linear game and you went through the actual quest missions, just that, this game would actually be really good. And it would probably be about 7 hours, not 40. And I would like, when it does the good plot points of the story, there's some moments in it that are really good. And it gets lost. It gets lost because you get distracted by collecting all the treasures in a random area that do nothing to serve the story and serve no real end game purpose. It's just it
kind of feels like a cheap way to be able to call the game open world. Like to have a single player story game, like still like a single player narrative and everything, but like, oh no, it's open world because we have all these collectibles to go around and do. So it's open world, trust us. Like that sort of seems like a bit of a cop out, but like it's totally open world. See, look, you have all this exploring to do. Which again, I play Assassin's Creed. I play a lot of these older games and everything throughout the years. So I'm definitely familiar with the whole fetch quests and go and catch all the collect all the collectibles and all that sort of stuff games. But
it's definitely got that Ubisoft footprint of this is a Ubisoft game, so welcome to, you know, big areas with lots of tiny little things for you to go ahead and do. You need to find X thingamajiggers in sector Y so that you can do nothing that really matters. But there's like the faction system that they introduced into the game, whereas like there's 4 other syndicates. It's actually really cool. It's really interesting, but I feel like they don't expand on it enough. It's like you get to a point, you're like, you've got, you know, every faction loves you maybe because you've done a load of contracts for them and you've maxed out your reputation with them, so everybody loves you. But outside of like 1 or 2 missions where you meet like the syndicate leaders, it like nothing happens with them outside of if you enter one of their zones, they might just let you wander around and steal stuff.
There should be some more negative consequences to like, oh, this syndicate loves you. Well, we're at war with that syndicate, so we fucking hate you. Like, I feel like it's, like you were saying, they're sort of on the way there, but they haven't fully developed the whole thing.
Exactly, and there's nothing like I don't know, maybe you can hire a mercenary from them, or they interact with the story at certain points, or any decisions that you make have any impact at all on the story outside of, you know, there's a couple of story quest missions that you must work for the leader of A syndicate or B syndicate or whatever, you know? Like, I feel like like the precept is the idea is cool, but the execution could have been a lot better. And if they didn't create such big open worlds full of useless shit, they could have spent that time building that side of it out to make it more impactful. And I think that would have made it, you know, better, you know?
It makes the world and like the environment and everything feel more lived in. Like, it's an open world, but like your things actually matter and things are connected. You know, it is a world. You know, it's not just like isolated events happening. So I get what you mean.
Yeah, but one thing that they did really, really well is it does feel like Star Wars.
Okay,
and
that's good.
It is full of, like, I don't know if you'd call them cameos, but it's full of nods to Star Wars. Like, you can see Carbonite Han, you can see Boba Fett, you see Darth Vader, you see Jabba the Hutt. You hear references all the time to Star Wars lore. Kira's in the game, for example, #spoilers and all this sort of shit. You know, but like, they've done so well at tying it into Star Wars universe. I think that where it does that, it does it very, very well. But again, I think there are weak parts of the game, and I think some of the weak parts are the pacing of the game is not great. I think they could have done a better job at the characterization of the main character. You know, like almost everybody else is more intriguing than she is. And I think, generally speaking...
That's never a good sign.
No, not really. Not really, when you're supposed to care about the plot and stuff.
Yeah, right.
And the combat, whilst fun, is too simplistic and not... It's not enough. Like, it's fun, but it's like, oh, okay. It's not great. It doesn't feel satisfying to get into gunfights. Yeah, it's not that it's bad, but it's just kind of like, it's a bit bare bones, the combat. So, but
if
hey,
you're going to spend 20, 30, 40, whatever hours on a game, you kind of want it to be, you know, a great game as opposed to just, yeah, it's okay. I didn't hate myself for playing it.
Exactly. And that kind of brings it back to the price point. You know, like $70 is a lot of money.
Oh, God, yeah.
So I don't mind doing the Ubisoft Plus subscription. $15 to play that game, I think I got good value out of $15. Yeah. You know? So that's fine. But paying $70, or God forbid anybody got like the Ultimate Edition, it's like, nope. I would feel a little bit ripped off. I'm just going to go grab a drink, Wolfie. Back in a sec.
Yeah, do it up. I was just saying it's not fine for Ubisoft, because from what I'm hearing, Ubisoft is not doing freaking amazing right now. I haven't played it myself yet. I've just been playing some other things, but you hear a lot of the stories about the forecasts and what they thought they were going to make and subscriptions and everything. And apparently Ubisoft investors are not really feeling it right now. So, you know, fun times. See, I'm the jackass who's still playing freaking Baldur's Gate because I want to play like they just released another patch. So I want to like go through and do every other storyline, try different classes, different quests, different all sorts of shit, try from different angles and whatnot. Because that's like, we really got spoiled by that game. I'm gonna wait for Scribe to come back in because he hasn't actually finished it yet. But goddamn, we got really spoiled by stuff like that. Like the amount of work, the amount of effort, and like quality of writing and whatnot they put into that game. It's tough to compare things to that and have it really come out on top. So you know how it be. We do a playthrough when you do play it, Jamie. If I do play it, then yeah, I'll probably do it on stream for sure.
Ooh, what would you do on stream, Wolfie?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know?
Oh, I would. Hey, I pay for your OnlyFans. Come on, hit a brother up.
No, see, if I do end up playing Outlaws, I would probably play through it on stream.
Yeah,
I was just saying that I've been going back whenever there was just the new patch for Baldur's Gate, so I was going and playing some more stuff with that. And I was just saying we've been sort of spoiled by that game, by like how much effort and work and everything, like from the voice actors to the writing to the narrative to just how much stuff is going on and over there. It's so fucking good. Well, and it's tough to compare things to at that point because you're like, well, shit, that's what they can actually do.
In my opinion, Baldur's Gate 3 is like one of like the pinnacles of like what can be accomplished in a game with enough time and effort. But I mean that game was in beta access for like 3 years. Damn. Where all you could play was Act 1 and all they did was work on it for like 3 years. They'd pre-sell it, everybody gets to test it, feedback to the company. They didn't release it for 3 years, and then when it released, it just like it didn't have something stupid like over 1 million concurrent players on Steam at one point in the first 24 hours. It just like exploded and was massively. But you know, it speaks for itself. There's no such thing as like filler content in BG3. There are side quests.
And there's been 7 patches since.
Yeah, exactly. They still work on it, and it's not DLC. There's no extra money. It's just you buy the game, you got the game. That's it, forever. And like all the side quests that you do are just like big plot lines with fully voice acted characters, well thought out design, interesting, interwoven into other areas of the game, multiple branching paths, multiple options for you to interact with based on your class, your race, your skills, all that sort of thing. It's just like so in depth.
And things actually affect other things around the world. Like your decisions have fucking meaning.
Yep. It's crazy. So I don't think we should try and hold every company to that level of standard because I think it's unrealistic. But I think it's like a once-in-a-generation game, Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah. I think it's just phenomenal. Next level. Absolutely next level.
Oh, yeah.
So Galaxy of Heroes.
Galaxy of Heroes, right. And this Galaxy of... Oh, Mercenaries. Right, we were supposed to talk about Mercenaries.
What's a mercenary? That's just a bounty hunter, right? I'm just going to take off my top. Da-da-da-da. Play the saucy music.
Scribble fans, woo! Everybody on this audio medium right now does not get to enjoy the show. That was like an hour ago.
Yeah, we have genuinely been going for 54 minutes, and so far we've managed to establish that they have indeed had an announcement for Mercenaries joining the game.
Yes, this is true.
And you know who's a mercenary, Wolf?
Hondo!
Yes, but Shin Hati.
Yes!
Shin Hati. Yeah.
Bro, we got the Hati release. She be coming on Thursday, baby.
Hell yeah. And let me actually go to the game updates. I want to see the little picture. Let's bring that up and put that back over here. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right. So she looks sick. Is it just me, or does her lightsaber look a little bit orange?
Well, it's supposed to be orange.
Well, I mean, but I swear it was darker in the show, wasn't it? Or is that just me going a little bit nutty?
It's possible.
But I love the icons. Look really sick.
Are you showing it or?
No, because every time I put it over the screen, it makes you disappear for some reason.
Oh.
So hang on, let me shifty things around. Okay, now I can see you. And if I was to do this, I could go boom. Okay, no, not that. Is it that one? No, that's me. God damn it, Scribbles! Learn how to be a better streamer. How do we do
And yes,
stuff?
Ramon, they were both orange, but we're just saying the shade of orange. We're getting technical over here.
We're getting so technical right now. Okay, hang on. If I just save this image, that'll be easier. Hati, I'll call it. Shin Hati.
Damn straight.
There we go. I can change it to that. Okay, and then I can do this. And like, I mean, you can't see it because our beautiful faces are in the way. But hide our beautiful faces. There we go. Shin Hati. Look how Hati. Yeah. So yeah, this seems a little bit
that looks
orangey
a lot more
to me.
yellow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks a little more on the gold side rather than the orange side. So hopefully it's a little bit darker in game because there were definitely should be more orange than that. A little bit darker.
But the even the ability icons look kind of sick. So basic is Fierce Foray.
Oh yeah.
And then I've got eyes on them. I particularly like the I've got eyes on them. I think that one looks sick.
Right.
We'll take it from here and clean escape. So I'm wondering if that clean escape looks a little bit like there'll be some sort of stealth mechanic that she can do. Other than that,
it wouldn't surprise me. That seems like it would sort of fit into her character. Dip out and hide and sort of thing. Like she did with the Ahsoka fight and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe something tied to the whole mercenary thing. And if mercenary dies, she's like, "Oh fuck, I'm out."
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nah, So we don't know much about her. We only know what the ability icons look like. We know that she's going to be coming on Thursday, which is great. Just what we always wanted.
We should get kid on what, Tuesday usually?
Lately they've even been dropping on a Monday evening, so it might even be in like 24 hours time. But don't know. It'll either be Monday or Tuesday. And almost every kit comes out on a Tuesday. Almost every kit comes out on a Tuesday. So I would say Tuesday, but it might be tomorrow. We just don't know. Honestly, I was surprised, Wolf. I wasn't expecting this to drop now. Like, I was expecting another week before we get another kit, because it feels like Great Mothers came yesterday, but they didn't. They came a week ago, a week and a bit ago. So, like, oh yeah, I guess it does make sense.
Event just finished like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, they had just released a week previous. So it does feel very, very short timing for them to go and release Shin.
Yeah.
Do you think we get another like short term and then Marek comes next and then we get Balin before Ahsoka? Or which camp are you in? Do you think Balin is coming before Galactic Legend Ahsoka, or do you think that she's coming first? Do you think it'll be a December release or a October release?
I don't think it's October. I don't know why I don't think it's October. I think no. I think Carr thinks that Balin's coming later. I wouldn't be surprised if Balin comes first and is more of a squish as far as panic farming is concerned. Just because it's a temporary character, so they might drop, but then again, it might have to go. They might wait for them to go farmable. I don't know. It depends. If the Balin Skull event is like Bo-Katan and is going to come around once every month, then I think that they could absolutely squeeze this to be a week after Marek comes out, and I'm assuming he's going to be a Relic 7 requirement. Yeah. Then the event drops, and it's going to be once a month recurring. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. So maybe like Balin comes out in like a month and a half or a month and a week. It could be that bad.
It's so close. Man, it's so close.
It is so close, and I'm already feeling the pressure. I don't know about you, but like I don't like signal data gear. I've got no bloody gear anymore, dude. Like having to gear all these recent characters.
We're getting ready for 2 legendaries at the same time. Like it's
once a GL.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. Like a lot of high relics. There's 2 relic 9s already. Mm-hmm. Like it's not going to be an easy GL and an easy unlock over here for Balin. I mean, all of his requirements are relic 7 up till now too.
Yeah,
Thrawn is a bit of a gimme, but still.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was an R6 requirement for C, was it?
I believe C. Yeah.
It's
so he was a bit of a gimme, but aside from that, everything else is just like new characters, relic 7. Sorry.
Exactly. So it's already been Great Mothers. It's already been Morgan Elsbeth. We know Shin is confirmed. Marek isn't confirmed as a requirement.
Yeah. But, okay, right.
but I'm going to assume he's going to be a requirement. And even if he's not a requirement,
yeah.
it's like he's probably going to be necessary for the team. You know what I mean? It's going to be like Ezra is necessary for Commander Ahsoka Tano, but he's not a requirement to GL Ahsoka Tano, but he is not an actual requirement for the unlock. They've confirmed that. So it's like...
Well, it was weird. They had a line in there about like how Marok and Shin could be like sort of used outside, but Balin would be a leader who would grant mercenaries things.
Yeah.
So like they could be used on their own with other mercenaries, but Balin would be the guy to lead the other mercenaries who aren't Shin and Marok. So it feels like I know I'm memeing with Hondo and everything, but it legitimately would be like a Balin with Hondo sort of thing, and then Shin could do like something else on her own. So
potentially, potentially, until we see kits, obviously, we're not really going to know.
Yes.
But I think what they were saying was that they plan on releasing more mercenaries in the future, and all future mercenaries are going to have a way of incorporating old, hyphenated mercenaries to work with them, because they're the only ones that can build up that Soldier of Fortune status effect on mercenaries, whereas the old characters that are retroactively getting that mercenary tag applied to them can get Soldier of Fortune, but they don't have a way of utilizing it without one of the new mercenaries at the very least. So it's kind of a weird way of building things, but I guess it lets them control how they're going to work. It would be interesting to see if we can actually just go, you know what, there's so many mercenaries, there's loads. There were like 20 characters that are getting it.
There was a bunch,
They'll be like, yeah, okay, well, you'll take Balin to lead 4 of them, and you could take Shin to lead another 4 of them, and you could take Marok to go ahead and lead another 4 of them, or something really weird like that. It'll almost be like another bounty hunter faction, basically, where it's just like,
I don't think Shin
everybody's
even has
leader.
the leadership. But I don't think Shin's gonna have. Does she have the leadership?
I don't think
so. It didn't look like it.
No. I doubt it.
But I guess lead in the sense of like be the one on the team who can do the Soldier of Fortune stuff. So like not leader technically, but like leader effectively. So I got you.
So battle fries. Starkiller had 4. Jedi Knight Cal had 5. Bo had 4. Jar Jar had 4, not 5 requirements. But I mean, most of those characters are not epic confrontations. Epic confrontation, like we can try to apply some level of consistency and sense to what the requirements are for things in Galaxy of Heroes, but CG just does what they want. Let's be honest.
They're more like guidelines, really.
They're more like guidelines. Yeah, exactly. Because like you look at Gas, who is the first. No, he was the second epic confrontation. Gas
versus
had
Malik,
Gas had like a dozen requirements of actual characters. You needed,
but they weren't actually relic requirements.
No, they weren't.
Have these characters.
But that was back in the day before relic requirements were even a thing, right? It was GP requirements.
Yeah, it was a GP requirement. It was like you had to be gear 12 or like gear 11 with some Zetas. I remember like sitting there going, I can do the Zeta on this character, but the gear 12 on over here, and it was move all my mods onto that guy.
Oh yeah, exactly. So I need to get gold mods onto this person. I remember I had to do that with was it Zalbar or Mission?
I did that with Karth too.
It was something like that.
Yeah. Mission.
So.
Oh god, yeah. Because I didn't do her Zeta. I refused to do the mission Zeta because I heard it made it harder. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna do it with mods. It'll be better." Yeah.
I did it anyway, because I was a true believer in the Old Republic faction. When they came out, I was like, "This is the new Geos team." Because when Geos first came out, they were horrendous, dude. Like, before people figured out how to do Geos, and before there were many counters to Geos, they were horrendous to deal with. Like, they never stopped taking turns. They're constantly equalizing health and protection. How do we kill them? And then, like, Vader happened. He got Merciless Massacre. Right. It was like, okay. But it felt like Old Republic were very much in the same vein. It's like, look at all the attacks, look at all the turn meter generation, look at all the healing that you can get. But they died and fell off a cliff faster than any team I've ever seen. It was like, look how good. Oh, they're crap. It's like, damn it. It's like, as soon as people found out that OG Kylo could solo the entire team, it was like, oh, all right.
Yeah. I mean, it's at the point where. Also, sorry, the other thing with their team right now is that one of the most pivotal members on the team goes with Maul. So if Candyman is not on your Old Republic team, it's kind of shit, and he's hanging out with Maul 100%. And that's only when Maul is not hanging out with Lord Vader because Lord Vader needs him. So it's like the cascading effect sort of thing where they suck even harder.
Yeah. But you know, at least that makes some of the choices interesting in the game. But it's absolutely true. Like the Old Republic team is dead until they start releasing some more Old Republic characters. There's you know,
I feel bad for it because honestly, Cotor. I've said this before. Cotor 2. Like those were. Like that was my game growing up. Like that was my favorite Star Wars game, like of all time. Obviously, I loved all the all like the Force Unleashed and all that sort of stuff. All like the older like the Jedi Knight games and all that sort of stuff. But KOTOR was my shit. I was like, it's Star Wars D&D. I can fucking play as a video game. Fuck yeah! And I was so pumped. It just next level. So if they made some more Old Republic stuff, you know, had some more stuff going on over there, I would fucking love it. You know, they were talking about let's explore new eras and the for like Disney Star Wars and make new shows and whatever. Give me some Old Republic shit. Come on, make it happen. It's a great era.
I bet you were super hopeful when they announced the KOTOR remake, and they're like, "Oh my god, what does this mean? What does it mean?"
Bro,
and then
crushed.
It got stuck in
crushed
production hell. I think there's still no sign of that coming up for Breath, is there?
I think I got completely shut down. It was like the studio they had hired to do it, or like the contract to do it, whatever, like wasn't familiar or like wasn't like really good at doing that sort of style game, and so they're like trying to make too many changes, and then it didn't end up like selling or like really hitting on anything. So that was just a disaster on top of a disaster on top of a fuck up on top of a I really
Inside of a Pie.
I would love the remake.
Yeah. I would have played it. Ooh. I enjoyed the first KOTOR game. Not that I didn't enjoy the second one, but it was just one of those things that I never got rolling into properly. It was starting to pick up a little bit and then just kind of took a hiatus. But the first one I really enjoyed.
The second one was like narratively storyline not as interesting as the first one, but the mechanics and stuff for like the battle that was a lot better. You had like more force powers and you know that sort of stuff. So that part was cool. But like the narrative storyline of the first one was obviously a lot better than the second one.
Right.
But still, the second one was a lot of fun.
I think
great games.
There's probably because they were made by different studios, weren't they? And I think that's probably part of the problem with because I remember starting off thinking
it was a little rushed out for second one too.
Why didn't I get to keep playing as Revan? Like, come on, man! I want to play as Revan.
Yeah.
But it's because it like the first one was Black Isle, wasn't it? And I think Black Isle went defunct, and it was still BioWare? I can't even remember. I'm getting confused now. But
I honestly have no fucking idea. Now it's been so long.
Yeah, but Black Isle were the people that made the original Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 and Neverwinter Nights. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, Neverwinter Nights. That was another great game. Holy crap, Neverwinter Nights.
Yep. There's
fucking another fun one.
I mean, we've spoken about it a couple of times, Wolfie, but
oh yeah,
somebody needs to just get like the biggest pile of money like in the world, like the biggest pile, and throw it at Larian and Disney, and say, Larian needs to make a Star Wars RPG game. Just make it happen.
Just please,
like whatever it takes.
Throw it in whatever era. I don't care. Old Republic, fucking whatever. I just make it narratively good. Just do it. It just
Dude,
oh my god.
I'm positive that if you give Larian that right, they could make a Rey lead story interesting. I would play it. I would play it and I would love it. I'm sure.
That's like to
I
me
have
one
blind
of the
faith in them.
That's like to me one of like the saddest parts about this whole like era of Disney Star Wars and everything, because it's like, oh, we're gonna have whatever female lead and this whatever stuff, and it's like, I don't hate it because it's a female lead. I hate it because you wrote it like shit. Like if you give it to good writers and give an actual good fucking like character and like development and everything, then yeah, cool, make it fucking happen. Yeah, like yes. I mean, when I'm playing through Baldur's Gate recently, like the characters that I'm playing with the most are Minthara and fucking Karlach and Shadowheart, all female characters because they're fucking awesome because they have really interesting backstories and like
who here actually watches Rogue One and thinks that, oh god, fuck this DEI film, it's got a female lead, Jyn Erso. Nobody says Jyn Erso sucks. Like, fuck no.
and a Mexican lead, because don't forget Cassian.
With Cassian, yeah.
Cassian, yes, Cassian
Exactly.
Andor. The Diego Luna is Mexican, so it's like,
Exactly.
oh no!
Nobody is grabbing their
it's just
DEI
good.
pitchforks. It's like you make good shit, people watch it and like it.
Yeah. So like,
That's
if they
simple.
could have made it DEI and also made it good,
Mm.
then that would have been like, cool, done.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's all you had to do.
Sold.
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair,
that's-
Rogue One did have Alan Tudyk as K2SO, so you know,
Oh, yeah.
how could the film possibly fail? Let's be honest. It
There's
was
no
never
way
good.
it could fail.
No, yeah, impossible to fail. Yeah, exactly. Like all you need in a Star Wars thing is just throw a badass scene with Vader in at some point, and it's usually okay.
Done.
Yeah, that was. Well, we're going into spoiler territory, but the cameo appears in Outlaws. That was sick. So, yeah, I was just like, yeah, that's all we need. That's all we need. Every film needs a hallway scene with Vader, and we'll all be happy. So,
I mean,
Melk, I've
Fallen
not
Order
really
did
played
it.
Suito. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it was great in Fallen Order. It was just like, oh shit! right at the end, you're just like, oh fuck. Yeah, that was
the game's
badass
like
scene.
how many years old? I'm okay spoiling it at this point.
Oh yeah, gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. So yeah, so Melk, I played Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO. I played that when it very first came out. However many years ago that was, and I played it for 2 months. The first month was free because I bought the game, and I believe when it first came out, you actually had to pay for the game, and it gave you a month's free. And I think I renewed it for 1 month, and after that, I was too broke to actually pay for a recurring subscription, because back then I had no money, and the thought of paying, I think it was like $9.99 or something, every month to play an MMO was just, I couldn't do it. So I didn't play it, and I haven't played it since. So I've had people inside my patron chat saying you should do live streams of SWGoH. So I might do it during the off week when GAC is not on. I might give it a try and figure out what's what. So how about you, Wolf? Have you played SWGoH before?
I played it for a couple of months, a year and a half or so ago, something like that. And then, I mean, it was okay. It was kind of interesting. There was some, again, there's some good story stuff going on, some interesting things happening. But just personally, I'm not a huge fan of the MMO playstyle where you're just like, okay, 1, 2, 5. What? I got my setup over here. I'm hitting this. I'm just sitting like staring at numbers and hitting them.
Abilities
and,
on cooldowns.
It just feels a little bit too like mechanical that I'm playing. It doesn't feel like very natural, like an experience for the actual game. So like that gameplay has never really been for me. Like I played World of Warcraft for like 2 weeks, and I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
never really was my thing. So.
Yeah. I've heard SWGoH is very, like, I think they've adapted it over the years to be more single player oriented, almost like it's more designed to be, oh, you're in a massive online world, but it's like single player driven. So
when I played through it, I was just going through the storylines. It was just like, oh, it was the Sith storyline, the Jedi storyline. So I was like going through whatever storylines that they had, and it was. You could play with other people, but it was actually a little bit more annoying to do that because they had to like be like weird parts in this. It was almost better to play it alone. So it was an MMO that you played like alone sometimes. I don't know. It was weird.
I'll give it a try. I like Star Wars games in general. I remember enjoying it when it first came out, but you know how it is. An MMO it's like a job in itself because usually in an MMO, it's whoever plays the most, spends the most time in game, benefits the most. It's like you could live in an MMO. That's the thing, and that's how you'll be the best player in the world because you'll have the time to farm all the raids. You'll get all the raid gear. You'll get the end game gear. You learn all the missions. Whatever sort of progression paths exist within the game. It's just time based. So, and I don't want that. I don't have endless amounts of free time. I have limited free time. So if I'm going to do SWGoH, I will do story run. I won't interact with any of the PvP elements or anything like that. I'll be like, let's just see what this class's story is, and that's it. That's what I'll do. I'll give it a try.
Yeah, like what had Vash said, it's a story focused MMO. So if you're just going through and just doing the storylines and everything, you don't care about any of the end game content or whatever's over there. Yeah. I didn't play through far enough to know what the end game content is actually like. I just saw like a storyline. I was like, cool, let me start a new storyline. So that's all that I did. I don't know if they're like what the end game story, what
Fair.
the end game content is really like. But yeah, if you're just going for the stories and you want to have a good Star Wars story and you're good with that style of gameplay, then yeah, more power to you. I definitely enjoyed the stuff that I was going through. You know, there was some stuff on recognizable planets, and you know, you were hanging on Alderaan for a little bit, and you know, going around with some of that storyline. So it was cool seeing some recognizable stuff and over there.
Yeah,
There was some
and
call-outs,
Alderaan
Cotor
is
there,
cool as well, because Alderaan is obviously, like, as far as Star Wars is concerned, it's a very, like, it's an iconic planet, right? But for 99% of all of Star Wars fandom, the most they've seen is it getting blown up.
Yeah, right.
There's going to be a subsection that's watched the Kenobi series and has seen a little bit more of what Alderaan looked like originally, and then there's probably going to be a really small subsect of the fan base that has maybe read a bunch of the extended universe stuff and has heard stuff about it. So being able to actually visit that planet will be kind of like, oh wow, this is cool. This is what Alderaan is. So
there's a lot of Cotor call-outs. You know, a lot of fun stuff
you would
over
expect
there.
so, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know, references to Revan and references to all that sort of thing. So a lot of interesting story stuff going on. You know, there's a lot.
So
and does anybody in chat know, is that, I don't think it's technically canon, or did Disney's tell them to go fuck themselves? Like, what is the deal
don't
with that right
think
now?
it's canon.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually technically canon, but I don't know.
Is SWGoH canon? Is the Old Republic canon?
Fully Legends, but still ongoing. Okay.
Haven't been officially included as part of the canon, apparently.
Okay. Gotcha.
But you know, like how Disney's approach to stuff in Legends is none of it's canon until we decide we're going to take some of it.
We're going to bring it in and do it just immensely worse than it originally was.
Yeah,
and it's canon now.
And potentially really upset swathes of loyal fans. That's their usual approach. Like, you know, I dread to think what they'd actually do to Revan. Like, they're going to be like, well, Revan was a custom character, and you could do this or you could do that. You could be a girl. We're going to make Revan a hermaphrodite. Like, that's how it will be, something like that. An asexual hermaphrodite, even though he's technically had kids with Bastila, right? Because Satil is a descendant of Revan, isn't she?
Yeah. So for both of the games, KOTOR 1 and KOTOR 2, you could obviously choose whatever gender you want for your character. But canonically, in extended universe lore, Revan is male, and then in KOTOR 2, I forget what the name.
The Exile.
The character, the Exile over there. Sorry, mind far. The Exile is a female character. So in canons, that's how it's supposed to line up. What they actually do with it, who the fuck knows? But I had heard apparently they were going to. There was a chance that Keanu Reeves was going to get pulled in to play Master Saul in the Acolyte. So I'm so fucking happy that didn't happen, because God, I would have.
Say again. Cried. Sorry, I spaced out for a second reading chat. What did you say? Sorry.
Keanu Reeves, who the fandom, just like everyone in the fandom wants to be Revan.
Shit. God, yeah.
There was a chance he was going to be Master Saul, and fuck, I am so happy that didn't happen.
I am so glad that they did not tarnish Keanu Reeves' reputation by putting him in the Acolyte.
Major Cirque, there we go. Sorry, but yeah, oh my god, if Keanu ended up in the Acolyte, I'm scheduling problem, whatever, hand of God coming down and saying whatever, if ever you doubted there was a God.
Keanu Reeves not being Saul proves it.
Oh man, yeah, fun times.
So yeah, definitely. Cool. So mercenaries, right?
Mercenaries.
No, I think we can move on from, even though the mercenary tag topic is kind of interesting. I think we really need to see what Baylan and even what Shin is going to bring to the table as far as Soldier of Fortune is concerned before we can even think about. I'm hoping that Hondo finds a new home. I really am, and I'm really hoping that Boba Fett Scion of Django finds a place too, because he's like the redheaded, even though he's bald, redheaded stepchild of bounty hunters / scoundrels. Apart from some very niche counters. And, you know, if you happen to be in a TW focus guild that likes to use his Omicrons, and then sometimes maybe somebody set Lord Vader on defense that he can maybe beat, he just doesn't get used. So it's like, give my boy Boba Fett Scion of Django the triple Omicron OG well, one of the OG Conquest units some loving and make him good under Soldier of Fortune. That would be great.
That could be fun.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm excited.
Have they added the tag yet?
No, I don't think so. It'll come when Shin joins the game next week.
Yeah,
right? For sure. I don't think it's in there just yet.
Yeah, I just searched it. It's not in the game yet. But yeah, it would need to be latest by the Wednesday update.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Wednesday we'll be able to sort by Mercenary. And goddamn, start making some plans. See what the hell that Soldier of Fortune, whatever shit actually is. Because it sort of has vibes of like the Prepared faction kind of thing. Like, it's this blue buff which does things and interacts with itself in different ways. And Prepared seems like one of those things where it was like a big swing and a bit of a miss over there. They fixed it a little bit with Dash. Dash does the whole Prepared thing a lot better. But
took away the only prepared leader.
Yeah, right.
It's funny.
Yeah.
But he did breathe new life into it. Yeah.
And Kira lead it didn't do much. It was like an overly technical faction, which never ended up actually, performing really well in practice.
There was like this brief window of time where Kira's lead was basically to just throw in when you're running Nest to give Nest some protection recovery.
Oh my god, yes! It was like, you have Kira, she's 3-star, like, gear 2. Okay, cool, send her in. She got the leadership?
Genuinely,
right,
I did that many times. I used to run, like, a Kira lead, and she was like, I think she was like gear 7, 3 stars, and Hermit Yoda with Nest. I'd be like, Hermit Yoda's just going to pass Master's Training to Nest. Kira's going to die, and Nest will solo the rest of the team, hopefully.
Yep.
And that was probably the last time I used Nest. So,
dude, Nest with the Kron can actually do some really good things.
Yeah, Nest with the Kron is actually a different beast, but mine's still Relic 3. And I just, the current climate does not let me constantly take things from Relic 3 to Relic 5. I would love to. I'd love to. There's so many characters in my roster right now that I could be like, I wish I could take you to at least Relic 7. But
I had brought her to 7 a while ago because she was very consistent. Well, a lot of good things, but she was also really consistent, especially in 3v3 against like the Shock Echo Arc teams. Yeah. So she'd be able to solo those no problem.
Oh god, yeah.
She can handle Maul teams pretty well. They never have the damage to actually get through her.
Yeah, because all the attacks are just
and builds up. Yeah,
giving her boatloads of bonus protection, right? Yeah. So she's able to absorb all of the big hits from Maul. Because everybody else is not doing great. Yeah, it's good.
She can do some really good stuff. But 5v5...
Her Kron right now gives her a bunch of damage as well, doesn't it? Like, she can't have her max health reduced, and she just does stupid damage. So I'm just going to get the Kron up right now.
She builds up damage for every extra turn your opponents are taking. So, like, the more turns that you take before she takes a turn, the more fucked you are.
Plus, whenever Nest inflicts a debuff, she gains 20% stacking crit damage. with no cap. So, and then whenever she uses an ability, she attacks again, dealing 20% extra damage as true damage. Whenever she attacks out of turn, she exposes the enemy. At the start of her turns, Nest's damage is increased by 10% for every enemy's turn taken before this turn until the end of her turn, and will assist the next... Yeah, she just gets nuts. She goes absolutely off the chain. And I can't use it. Well, I mean, I could just... Like, I've got Nihilus at Relic 3 with his Kron as well. I could take Nihilus to R5 and Nest to R5, but... with Shin and Marok and Great Mothers and Morgan Elsbeth and Death Trooper Purdy and Night Trooper and all of these characters, I'm just like, I don't have things.
Just have the things. Just have all of the things.
I need a bank loan. In order to keep on top of things, you know what I mean? It's just kind of nuts.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I don't know. Do you whale at all, Wolfie? You do a little bit of whaling?
Oh yeah, I do some dolphining every now and then. I mean, I have Great Mother's Kron, so I mean, it's not.
Oh yeah, so you've definitely you've embraced your inner flipper occasionally. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. No. I mean, I'm just below 13 million, so I mean, it's tough to really sustain over there. You got to be spending a little bit at least, and so a little bit on crons, a little bit on characters, a little bit here and there. I'm like a full frickin' whale, but definitely have a.
You've embraced your inner flipper. Teams. You've not gone full Moby Dick just yet. So
yes, I mean, there's also the thing with being. There's also the caveat of being a streamer.
Exactly.
So I have Relic 9 Young Lando and Relic 9 just all this stupid
I raise my cup to you, and I'm not talking about a glass. I mean my literal Relic 9 cup.
Your literal Relic 9 cup. Yeah, so you're just sitting there like, okay, how much have I burnt on my Relic 9? It's like young Lando and young Han, and just like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
R9 Omega, Gar Saxon, half of the Phoenix faction. Oh my god, like the tribe just went on an absolute roll.
Yeah.
Captain Rex, Zeb, Kanan, Chopper are all Relic 9. 4 out of 7 of the Phoenix faction are Relic 9. And now I look at it and I'm like, I could have a full R9 faction. I just need to do the remaining 3.
Yeah. When you're sitting there like,
I still think it's incredibly rude, by the way, of CG to introduce a Phoenix character as part of the GL Ahsoka Tano requirements and it be Ezra and not one of the 4 Relic 9s that I have. Like, couldn't it have been Captain Rex or Zeb or Kanan or Chopper? I've got an R8 Hera. None of those? No, you get the one character who out of my faction, my Ezra was R3.
Though, right?
Sorry?
I was only Relic 5.
Yeah, it's only
Relic 5 Ezra. Come on.
It's the principal wolf.
Come on.
He was the only Phoenix that I had that was Relic 3. And I was like, for fuck's sake, guys. Any of the others would have been fine. You could have given R9 Captain Rex as a requirement, and I would have just smiled. I would have just smiled, all right? But
hey,
no.
You never know. They still can.
God damn it.
I mean, we got 2 more rounds of requirements coming out. We got 4 more and then
Fingers
4 more.
Crossed. Yeah, I'm still expecting Fulcrum.
Yeah, Fulcrum would not surprise me. We know that Ahsoka Tano's ship is going to be one of them.
Yeah.
We have not had a requirements drop in a little while, actually.
Not since Enoch. Yeah. So there's been Great Mothers, and there's now been Great Mothers and Shin and Marok. So that's at least 3 that are all Balin.
Yeah.
So if you look at it this way, we had 3 marquees for GL Ahsoka Tano, then 3 marquees for Balin Skull. So maybe after Marok drops, we'll get GL Ahsoka Tano requirement.
That is quite possible.
Yeah. And I'm expecting it to be Padawan Sabine. Oh. My OBS has dropped.
Yeah, we froze on Twitch, it looks like.
Yeah.
We're still going on YouTube, though, which is weird.
That's very strange. I wonder why I lost connection to Twitch.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's attempting to reconnect.
That is very strange.
That's very strange.
Yeah, that's why I sort of trailed off there for a second. Oh, I think we're back. No, we're not back.
Are we back, Twitch?
I don't know.
Okay, hold on. Is Twitch down? If YouTube is still up. Twitch is always live except for when it's not. Well, no shit.
That's a very helpful statement. Thank you, Google.
Yeah. Is Twitch down? No, except for when it is. Nobody's reporting problems currently with Twitch, so it could just be me.
Well, it's me too.
Yeah. What I mean is, like, can you get anything on Twitch, or is it just us that's down?
Let me see. Yes, I have other streams on Twitch.
Okay, so it's just us. Okay. I'm gonna restart the stream. So.
Okay.
All right, I'll try this.
All right. I'm going to refill my drink.
Yeah, you do that, buddy. I said you do that, buddy.
Baby.
Ooh, baby. All right, everybody, are we back live? I think it looks like we're back on Twitch. Twitch, can you give a shout out? I don't know what happened. I think the stream just crashed for some reason. Only on Twitch. It stayed up on YouTube. Don't know why. But there we go. Apologies to listeners at home. So I'm just waiting to see if anybody on the old Twitch mobile can hear us loud and clear. I hope so. Back on Twitch. Thank you, Battle for Eyes. Appreciate you, dude. Okay, so we're back. Don't know what happened there. Sorry, guys. Technical issues do happen to the best of us. Sometimes we just can't get it up on Twitch. All right? So.
Very strange.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
Mercenaries.
No. I was bitching about Phoenix.
Galactic Legend Ahsoka requirements. Oh, yes!
Yes, but it was Galactic Legends Ahsoka requirements. We were saying Fulcrum, and
yes,
I'm thinking Padawan Sabine comes out as the next marquee after Marok.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Do we think they mix it up? Does Padawan Sabine come out after her BFF, Shin Hati, and then Marok comes out afterwards?
Oh, maybe. They might do that. I want to say no, but my only basis is that in the fake road ahead, they showed Shin and Marok. That's literally my only argument. I'm just like, well, they didn't show. So, but I get it. They
shown around similar stages of development, so yeah, I suppose that makes sense. It checks out. We're metagaming.
You know what would be really cool though, is if in the Shin Hati marquee, she faces off against Padawan Sabine, one of the levels. That would be cool. I would be like, yeah, motherfucker, in the forest. She has a mano. Well, technically, first she fake kills Sabine early on, and then they go mano a mano in the forest as well, right? So
I'm here for it.
Yeah. So I hope they do that, and I hope that's our announcement of Padawan Sabine, and they'll be like, oh, look at it go, she looked at go.
Side note, apparently, I haven't watched it, but apparently somebody did a recut of Ahsoka and took all the episodes and then cut out a bunch of random shit that made no fucking sense, had no point being there, just extraneous whatever bullcrap. And then released this as hey, this is my cut of the show, as if it was a movie, and just left out all the extra shit that didn't actually matter over there. And apparently it's actually pretty solid.
Yeah, I genuinely think I think that, and I think the Kenobi series works better as a film than it does as a TV show.
Oh yeah,
I think you could recut the Kenobi series, and that would make a better film than it did a TV series if you got rid of the fluff. It was
originally supposed to be a movie. I think
Kenobi.
That's what Kenobi. It was originally supposed to be a movie, and then they just changed it into a TV show for some reason. Disney Plus, we're doing streaming now. TV shows, woo! That's our thing. So
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. And I'm not against TV shows in general. I think TV shows and episodic formats for things are good. I'm not always convinced that everything needs to be, like a limited TV series. I would rather watch a recurring TV show that's got, legs to go many, many series and have a long lifespan. Gives characters time to develop and things to grow organically. But when you're doing shows that are set and certain things have to happen, like Kenobi, you know the end point, so there's only limited amount of things that they can do in that time frame. Right. So it's why don't I just make that a Kenobi film? I mean, you could just do that. Whereas something like Bad Batch, they operating largely off the beaten path for Bad Batch. And they can just make up all that stuff because most of the characters you've never seen in any of the films or anything like that. So it's and that's why Mando kind of works as well, because it's OG characters and things like that. But yeah, not everything has to be a series. So I don't know. Twitch is indeed back.
Some things work better as movies. Some things work better as series. But I think the Kenobi show could have worked as a series if they just focused a lot more. Took out some of the fluff and took out some of the bull crap and whatever, some of the cheesy, campy, whatever stuff. If they focused out a lot better, it could have worked. It could have just been absolutely fucking amazing. A lot of it comes down to just the. What's up?
I just realized I need to fix something in your display. Your display has gone all funky doodle. Let me fix it.
Oh no!
There's this, and then hang on. That.
Just don't zoom me.
Don't zoom me, good sir.
My camera sucks. I need a new camera, and my camera's a giant piece of shit. So I gotta get a new one. But I gotta stop being a broke ass motherfucker. So yeah, new.
I changed it, and then it refused to change. So we're just gonna live with it, Wolfie. I'm sorry. We're just gonna live with it because I'm being lazy, and nothing you can do about it.
It is an audio-based medium, anyways. So technically.
What the fuck? hold up. There we go. We got you here. So is that's way. Okay, good. Good. Better, faster, stronger. Yeah. So I genuinely think that we'll probably get Marok first. But
Wait, what changed?
Nothing really.
You shrunk yourself.
How the hell did that happen?
You fucked up your own.
What? I didn't even touch mine. Why has mine disappeared? What is going on? What the fudge is going on over here?
Professional streamers over here, don't worry.
I didn't even touch anything on mine. It was just like, fuck you, Scribble. Okay, there we go. I'm looking pretty again. I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. Yeah, so I think Padawan Sabine comes after Marok. Maybe Wolfie's right, and Padawan Sabine comes right after her the sexual tension between her and Shin is prevalent in the game. That could happen.
If they do like the double Balin requirements, and then release Balin, and then like release Shin, release Padawan Sabine afterwards, and then have you fucking like rush to get her up for Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Oh man, this really just comes down to how much they're gonna make us rush to get Ahsoka to get the final marquee requirement. How much are they gonna fuck us over there?
Well, I think the rush will be on Balin more than Ahsoka, just because Ahsoka's going to be permanently in the journey guide.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, you could rush, but does it really matter that much? I mean, you could be a week or two late. You could miss a territory war or two, or you could miss a GAC sign up 1 week and not have it. For most people, that's going to be fine.
Depends how good she is.
Well, I mean, there is that as well. I mean, let's face it, she's not going to be no Great Mothers with her datacron. She's not going to be that strong. Let's be honest. So, I mean, and then you've got the ultimate to get as well. So there's that as well.
Right.
I know Karth has hoarded up enough energy to get ultimate day one, I believe. I think he's already like 25,000 plus energy. So, and he's still got like 3 months of hoarding. So,
well, let's say he's hopefully got enough energy. That's assuming the event isn't like the Jabba event, and even at Relic 9, your Bausch Leia still can't kill everything, and you're just fucked over there.
I mean, listen.
Oh my god,
CG would never make that mistake twice.
Oh, that was so bad.
I felt so bad for Karth, dude. Like,
how much energy did he burn?
Oh, it was like 6 or 7 attempts at tier 7, so that's like 70 tickets per attempt.
Oh my god.
It's like so, and I think the compensation he got was like 1,000 crystals or something. And I'm like it's just 1,000 crystals, dude. Like, I mean, 1,000 crystals is always nice, but for the frustration and the heartache and how much money Karth spends, maybe give him a bigger pat on the back.
Way more than 1,000 crystals just hoarding that energy, because you need to do. You can't spend your regular energy on that. You need to do extra, Cantina refreshes.
Yeah,
so that's
you got to
where
do the 200s,
are coming from.
Yeah,
that's where all your tickets are coming from. So, it's a lot more than 1,000 crystals over the months that was built up. So,
I mean, don't get me wrong, Wolfie.
Fuck.
I would love to do the 200 crystal refreshes on Cantina Energy for the extra signal data.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not made of crystals.
You're not? Oh.
And no, I'm not. Funnily enough,
oh, shit.
That's like 1,000 crystals a day on Cantina refreshes alone. Like that, I don't earn that many crystals a day, Wolfie. I will be broke. I will be the brokest of the broke, and I don't want that to happen. So,
yeah, it's not a good thing.
No,
it's that's unfortunate, but. Yeah, hopefully they don't mess it up like they did last time, and hopefully get like an actual working event when it comes out, and people like our boy Karth aren't screwed, because that would be nice. Yeah,
I mean, I'm looking forward to it because I'm doing day one unlock. So when we eventually get there, because we know like Karth was talking in the patron chat earlier today, and he was saying he's hoarding up all of his signal data so he can have full Relic 9 GL Ahsoka Tano squad and full Relic 9 Mercenary squad for Balin Skull day one. Like that's what he's hoarding for right now.
Oh my god.
So no matter what happens, Karth he's getting that day one unlock.
Jeez, yeah.
So
that is for sure. Holy crap. Must be nice.
Oh god, yeah. That must be a fun world to live in. Like I'll probably get a day one unlock for Balin. It won't be a day one unlock for Ahsoka, but it'll be, within a couple of weeks, because I'll need the tickets, right? So.
Oh my god, yeah. The tickets are always the worst.
Maybe CG will be kind and they'll release. Do you remember those? I think they were like $4.99 or $9.99 packs for like 100 tickets of light side currency.
Was it the ticket packs? There was energy packs too, right?
It was both.
Oh yeah, I think there was ticket packs. Yeah, I think
there
was
of them. Like there was ticket packs that were really. It was like 100. It was like 100 light side tokens or dark side tokens for really good.
Vash says they're out right now. Okay, so you can't actually see them if it would take you over the maximum. So if you have 140 tickets and like it would, like whatever amount of tickets would take you to greater than that, I can't actually see.
Oh yeah, because I don't have them.
Things.
So yeah, here you go. £4.74 for me. So basically $5. You get 100 light side currency and 300 regular energy.
Yeah.
Like that is such good value, man. If you are literally farming for a GL, they are so good. And you could buy 3 of them, I think.
131, 144 for the light side and dark side, so I can't actually even get those.
You can buy 5 of them. So
they have the regular crystal ones in the weekly shipments, but yeah.
If that drops like in the first week of Ahsoka Tano being out, like that's a potentially 500 light side tokens immediately for $25. So it's kind of good. It's kind of good.
No,
you don't have tickets high from. So Rockerin, like the in the weekly shipments that you can buy the tokens for, those are actually totally good value, and I do recommend people buy them. But I've got all the GLs, and I don't feel the need right now. When a GL is imminent to release, I can buy it in the weekly shipments the week before the GL drops, and then as soon as the refresh in that weekly store comes around again, I can buy it again. There's no reason for me to purchase to cap out right now. I don't need to. Like, I could do it, sure, but I don't need to right now, so I'm not bothering. Because the next GL is going to be in December. So, yeah.
And for me, my dark side is currently capped out, and my light side is at 131 out of 144. So I cannot actually purchase any of them because it would take me over. So they don't even give you that option. So
yeah, I've got like 20 of each currency or something right now. So
okay, so you would be able to pick it up.
I can see it right now in the store, which is kind of cool. But I'm
gotcha,
hopefully that's going to go live when GL Ahsoka goes live, and I can get potentially 500 tickets day one, which is a huge amount of tickets basically.
Yeah.
So, that's enough to get an unlock, isn't it? 500 tickets.
500 tickets? No, it's 50. Wait, it's 500 crystals for 50 tickets.
No, I'm talking about the pack.
The pack. Right, I can't.
Yeah, the pack. You can buy 5 of them, and they give you 100 tickets each, basically.
Oh wow!
So you can purchase up to 500 tickets, and you also then get 1,500 energy, basically, regular energy. So can farm more tickets again. So yeah.
Okay, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, like really good value for 5. Hang on, let me if I was to do this, you can kind of see it on the back screen now. It's just our faces are in the way. Let's hide our faces. But there you go. See, £4.74 for 100 tickets and 300 energy, and a purchase limit of 5. You need to have less than 45 light side or dark side currency in order for it to show up.
Yep.
That's like incredibly valuable if you are actually in that process of farming a GL. Again, I'll have to preface it by saying it obviously depends how much value you place on $5 or whatever it is in your nominal currency. Right. Because $5 to one person is not the same as $5 to Carth. So, it's like incredibly different things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
$5 could be a soda or $5 could be a meal. So,
Exactly. Or it could be pixels in a game.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
Fucking pixels, man. These are some expensive pixels.
Mm-hmm. As far as pixels go, some of the most
expensive.
As far as
pixels go, Yeah, I mean, we're sitting here. I mean, just to put things in perspective again, we're sitting here talking about like, oh, Outlaws is $70. Oh no, that's so much money for a game and whatnot. And we like turn around and just get a vault for 100. It's like, okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah. Well, we talk. Yeah, you're absolutely right. $70 is expensive for a game, and on Thursday I'll probably spend about $150 getting, a 7-star Shin Hati.
Right.
So I understand the hypocrisy. I justify it by saying I earn that money through streaming and YouTube videos, and it furthers my streaming and YouTube endeavors. So really, it's a reinvestment.
We also get a lot more out of like this game. Like, you think Outlaws was how many? Like a 30-hour, 40-hour playthrough or something like that,
Yeah.
and then you play it once and you're done. You can replay it again, but it's the same story and it's not going to change. So that $70 is just, it's done, it's there, you've spent it, you've experienced it, and you're done. But Galaxy Heroes, this game will be, or whatever character will be used for whatever foreseeable future, for how many hours of gameplay, for how many hours of whatever, and doing this and whatnot. So it's, I don't want to be shilling for any of the microtransaction games, but it's a different calculation.
Yeah, a little bit, because I've played this game for over 6 years, every single day. I don't think in 6 years' time I would have played Outlaws since about 6 years.
Oh, God, no.
I'm not going to replay it, let's be honest. I might play the DLC when the DLC drops, but that'll probably be less than 10 hours worth of content, I would imagine. So, yeah, and then I'll never pick it up again. I'll probably play a sequel if they release a sequel, but, it just is what it is. It is what it is. Sometimes, Cassidy, you have to splurge over hotties. Over Shin Hati. It's it is what it is. It is what it is.
And then there's the other random thing, which they just sort of inserted out of frickin' nowhere, like to just go and mix things up a little bit. We got a ship chase, I assume.
Oh my God, yeah.
I assume coming out soon. With the punishing one, which should have been released with the initial Executor, but then never happened. So we got a new ship coming. The Executor might hold up to Negotiator now.
I still look at this and I look at that ship and I go, why? Like, I'm not against it, don't get me wrong, but the Executor does not need a lifter of any sorts. Like, what does the Executor need a lifter for?
It gets beaten by Negotiator.
They released a ship for the Negotiator so it could beat it, and now they're like, Uno reverse, bitches. No, you had 12 months worth of Marauder. No, like I spoke about this on one of my videos, but I genuinely feel it feels like next fleet is going to be Mando, and they're trying to pull Razor Crest away from Executor. So they're like, go punishing one, so that you can take Razor Crest out of that lineup, and it starts to form part of a Mando fleet. I mean, this is complete speculation, absolutely not backed by any evidence. Apart from, why the fuck are they releasing the punishing one? Like, it just feels weird.
I don't know if you were saying this or somebody else was saying this, or I was just drunk and imagined this or whatever. But like, somebody was saying whatever somewhere. We're gonna take ownership of it, whatever. There's a possibility that like when Dengar's ship comes in, they do something similar to what they did with like Kyle Katarn's ship, and they have a excludes this side, this sort of faction or everything. And if they say that the punishing one only works with other dark side ships, then suddenly Razor Crest is pushed out of that fleet and can go off and do whatever sort of thing. So if he ends up being a better one over there, maybe if they don't go that direction and they just make the fleet a little bit better on their own, then don't forget they would need to add in a lot of other Mandalorian ships. The only other one right now is fucking Gar's ship, right? Or ISC, not Gar ship, ISC ship.
I see. What they? Yeah, Gar and ISC share a ship, don't they?
Gar ISC ship.
Yeah, the can't remember. It's not the Gauntlet. It's the Gauntlet.
Does it even have a Mandalorian tag? Oh
I don't think so. I don't think there is a Mandalorian tag for fleet yet.
It doesn't even have the tag. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it would just be Gar ISC is the only like Mandalorian ship aside from Mando's.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they would need to add a lot of ships in.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, 100%. 100% they would. And I'm not saying that is the case, and maybe I'm just overthinking it. Maybe they just want to elevate the Executor. It just feels really weird. And it's just occurred to me, Wolf. It's just
Sorry,
occurred to me right now. We were talking about how we're getting stretched thin with, Balin and GL Ahsoka Tano. Like, if we're getting a Galactic Chase as well, they're not expensive, but you're still talking minimum 7,000 crystals if you want to get it to, like, 6 to 7 stars during the event.
Yeah.
That's going to be really hard to fit in. Like, people are going to have to wail or just not miss out, per se, but not unlock. Yeah, defer. People are going to have to slow farm ships, damn it.
What? Oh my God!
What an
farming
outrage!
Ships? What year is it?
20 at most years of the game. Damn it! Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? Kind of weird.
Although I will say,
strange.
I don't know about you, my Zori's ship, the comeuppance, is still 6 stars for me because it's signal data, and I'm not farming that shit.
I don't blame you. Yeah, no, mine is 7 star. Mine is 7 star. I think I got it to 6 star during the event. And I think I decided just to say fuck it and get it done and out of the way with. So I just did it. And honestly, yeah, it was probably a waste of time. I should have just farmed signal data. Because she doesn't need to be 7 stars. She really doesn't. Like,
doesn't make a big difference to the actual battle.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Yeah. So Rockran says, prefers the theory that IG ship moves to a Seppi fleet to get ready for Trench in a year. I mean,
that's possible.
It could have. That has just as much viability as a Mandalorian fleet coming to the game.
Honestly,
I guess
few ships for either one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The only thing that I would say against a trench fleet is that just means we would have back-to-back dark side capital ships, and that's not a reason to say it can't happen. But it's just like maybe it won't happen, But yeah.
Because they have similar problems. Like the Mandalorians would only have actually 2 ships. They would need to have a lot more ships coming in to bolster that fleet out. And then the Separatist fleet right now is already a very limited fleet. There's only two droid ships and then 3 Geonosian ships. So that is like CG's definition of a full fleet is
5 ships.
3 ships with 2 reinforcements, so 5 ships. So they would need to start fresh to make an entirely new full fleet as well. Just based on CG's definition of what a full fleet is.
I mean, they would genuinely have to. Well, actually, maybe not in the case of the Separatists, because that's why they changed Separatist Fleet Galactic Challenges to require 5 ships for the you must win with full, because you used to be able to do it with 3. They changed it to 5 because they're like, now every fleet has got a full fleet available to it after they released whatever the hell it was. Zori Bliss, that's it. That's when they changed it, right? So theoretically, they could still keep that with a trench fleet, but not with a Mandalorian fleet. They would have to release 3 ships for Mandalorians. So
that's the thing. That's a lot in a short time.
And what would those fleets even be? Like you could say Ahsoka. You could say not Ahsoka. Sorry, Bo-Katan's ship. For one, would be one of them, probably, and that would be an epic confrontation ship, which is kind of cool. I don't think we've had a pilot be an epic confrontation yet, have we? Gas doesn't have one. Sorry.
So I'm just saying say a pilot be an epic confrontation.
Yeah.
Ship. Okay.
So Gas isn't. Malak isn't.
Misheard you because the ship for the Falcon was a legendary whatever thing.
Yeah.
I misheard you. Well, Bam is not epic confrontation. He's
legendary. Yeah,
legendary. Do we have the only epic confrontations would be Malak?
Yeah. So Gas, Malak, and Bo-Katan. And she doesn't have a ship yet, so she would be.
She might eventually, yeah.
But they could just give it to Bo-Katan Kryze. They could just give it to OG Bo-Katan instead.
They could, yeah.
Which feels like kind of a CG move. It feels like a bit of a CG move.
They gave the Razor Crest to Bam, so
yeah, true.
Even though he drives a N1, but flies. Sorry.
Add the mercenary tag to ships. Yeah, I mean you could do that. Yeah.
They could do that too.
Yep.
But again, we're pretty stretched thin with ships as it is, and there's not a whole lot of ships right now that would be classified as mercenaries but wouldn't also be classified as bounty hunters.
Yeah.
Who would you call a mercenary other than the Bad Batch? but the Marauder is pretty well slotted into clones in the Galactic Republic team at that point.
Yep, for sure.
So
it's kind of weird.
Other mercenaries over there, you're running kind of thin for the fleet sort of realm, aside from the bounty hunters. But then you just
well, I mean, the Millennium Falcon would be a mercenary ship. But,
Millennium Falcon, there we go.
Nobody's going to be pulling that from Home One. Like,
what do you mean? That's not necessary at all for the front of the fleet at all. Yeah, nobody uses that anything. Come on,
it's trash. Everybody uses the Ghost in the starting lineup. I mean, dude, I wish I could. I have Relic 9 pilots, for God's sake.
Oh my god.
And the Ghost still feels like it's made of paper. It just it just folds like a cheap Trandoshan. Is what I'm gonna say.
Cheap Trandoshan. I like it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like it.
Man, you just fold like a cheap Twi'lek. So.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it just confuses me a little bit. Like I love the idea of the punishing one coming. Like why not? Why not? More ships, cool. More anything, as far as I'm concerned, is always good. But I'm just wondering why. And it can't be as straightforward as we want to elevate the executive. The executive beats basically everything anyway. Like, come on, it's just doesn't need a lifter. Sure,
you need some relics to do it usually, but it beats pretty much anything.
Yeah, exactly. And on defense, triple attacker defense is still an incredible RNG fest, and usually a messy affair. If you take in profundity and don't get the assists against a triple attacker exec, you just lose straight up. So, and if you take in the Chimera fleet, you're genuinely going to lose at least one ship, but you'll probably win from there.
Honestly, against triple attacker executor, I 100% prefer. That's how words work. Using negotiator over there. If you get your relegate Plo, you can get your
that's my stumbling block
early. Like but that's the thing. Like I cannot even recommend a relegate Plo anymore, because at this point, who knows if it'll be useful? If punishing one comes out and suddenly fucks up that whole counter, then your relegate Plo was useful for a while, but now that Plo job is suddenly a little sloppy.
Yeah. And we don't want a sloppy Plo job. Okay.
We don't want sloppy Plo jobs. Okay, it's not good for anybody.
No, we've got certain standards that must be maintained when it comes to the quality of our Plo jobs.
100%.
Yeah. Which again, it just seems kind of weird to me, right? It seems kind of weird. Like maybe they do want to close out, but I can't imagine CG is looking at it and goes, you know what? We want to make sure less people relegate their Plo. They probably want people relocating Plo.
No.
So I don't know. I don't know. Because I'll be like, they said in their post that even post punishing one coming out, it's not going to be beating Leviathan. It says it still struggles with it, so it probably can beat Leviathan, but it's probably like I know it already does.
Like, what are they smoking?
It's,
like, oh my god, guys.
What I mean to say is that the ship coming out is not supposed to make it counter the Leviathan in a reliable and safe way. It's not supposed to, which is good. Because
it's just a weird thing to say when the fleet already counters the Leviathan.
Yeah.
It's like this new ship will not enable it to do something that it already is capable of doing.
Yeah.
Like, did you read that before you wrote it? Or
No. Yeah,
or like after you wrote it before you press send, or no? Okay.
I think you're making assumptions on CG knowledge around particular counters and their viability. More than anything, because like like it can beat it, but let's face it, it's not a massively successful counter.
It's not 100%.
It's one of those fleets. It can work in a pinch. It would not be my go-to. I would not be like Leviathan. Let's whip out the Executor. It's more.
I'll still default to the Empire counter, like the Chimera counter over there. That's still going to be my default.
I will still default to mirror matching that shit every single time I see it. I'm just like, fuck this. Like, I'm just mirror matching it. I don't care. I hate Fleet so much. Fleet sucks.
Fleet's one of those things. You have a great GAC, a great everything, just goes fucking phenomenally, and then just wait, no, you got dodged twice in a row, and suddenly you can't clear a single fleet because 2% told you to go fuck yourself. So you're just good GAC, guys. That's been fun.
Thank you.
That's how
the rest of the game was
and
sometimes it does. Sometimes that's how you lose your GACs. Is you play the rest of it perfectly. Your opponent stumbles a couple of times, but still gets the full clear, and you're just sat there with your dick in your hand, just going, "God damn it, what went wrong?"
Yep, that is the case, unfortunately. But such is fleets. Ship harder.
Such is fleets. Yep. Sometimes you got to ship harder than your average picnic basket. Hey, boo boo. Looks like attack phase just went live.
Oh, nice.
Ho ho ho.
I'm actually facing, if you are familiar with the Twitch viewer SWGoH.
I'm not.
SWGoH, all caps. You see him around, but I'm facing him this round. He faced Calvin the week before, so it should be a fun one.
Yep. That's good. We like a bit of Calvin. Calvin does good stuff. So
Boy Council, indeed, 100%.
Hashtag Boy Council Unite. You know.
We love us some Calvin.
It's still all silent on the meathead front, though. He's not showing up and doing his duties as our manager very well. I know, right?
What? We have no management?
Well, I mean, he's always been a bit of an absentee manager. I think it's probably because we never properly told him what we expected of him as a manager.
I could have been goofing off this whole time. Wait, I have been. Shit.
I was like, hang on. You haven't been goofing off? Damn it, I thought that's all we did.
That's all we do.
Yeah, that's all we do. What does the Boy Council do? Not much. We mostly play truant.
Yes.
Well, it's good. How is your screen fixed now? I am so confused.
I don't know. It fixed itself a little while ago, and I wasn't going to say anything because it was like magical, and I didn't want to jinx it, have it unfix itself, but it's working again.
Sometimes technology is just the most confusing thing. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything.
Yeah. Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Oh my days. Yeah, it's good times. Good times to be had by all. So
indeed.
Looks like, hey, Wolfie, look, this time, I mean, you probably can't see it anyway because our face is in the way, but there's a Basti JML Watt team. You know what counter I'm going to use against this piece of shit?
Slacker.
I'm going to slacker this piece of shit. Stupid fucking team. Yeah, not going to have that one counter cost my entire GAC again. No, thank you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good times.
That's how it goes sometimes.
Look, when you're 5 whiskeys deep and 3 beers in, sometimes you don't make the smartest decisions, all right? Sometimes
you make the best decisions.
The best decisions happen on a Friday night drunk stream. That's what I keep telling myself.
Oh yes,
but hey,
they're not always good ones, but they are the best.
They're not always the right decisions, but they are the best ones.
They're frequently wrong. Yeah, but they are also the best decisions.
They are frequently catastrophic, but at the time they make for great decisions. So,
yes. Right.
Have we missed anything around the news? Because there's been so much news.
I was gonna say, yeah. There's been a bunch, and I feel like we hit on a lot of the major things, but it's also tough to tell if we missed anything because we've had the Great Mothers, we've had.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk a little bit about the insanity of the Great Mothers.
Bro, they're absurd. Oh my
god. They are.
We touched on them a little bit earlier. I only have one other in my squad arena, and I'm trying to go in to face it, but it's just that team, just the sustain, the everything, it's next level. It
really is. So I'll kind of bring it up here. I know people can't see it when they're listening at home, but in round 1, my Great Mothers had 9 holds. 9 holds, and they didn't kill anything. And apparently they used JMK Cat, they used Slacker, and they couldn't do anything. I was like, okay. Yeah. It's kind of crazy how strong that data... don't get me wrong, I think when the Datacron disappears, they're not going to be the same beast. I think they'll still be strong. I think they're still going to be a really good unit, and definitely worthwhile farming as soon as they become free-to-play farmable. But I think they're being elevated into the stratosphere by their Datacron at the moment. So,
And as June Kessel was saying in chat over there, we had a few Great Mothers on defense in TW, and just stupid amounts of holds.
Yeah.
Just it's not okay. We got one with 6 holds over here.
Nice.
There's one with another 5 over here. There was like one that was well above that. Yeah, it's a little bit stupid, but yeah, the team is crazy.
I think our TW was so easy they didn't even reach our Great Mothers. So, but I saw.
They cleared a zone for us.
I think it was Night Fox in the patron chat had a picture of 42 holds on. To be fair, it was like R9 double Omicron Great Mothers with the Datacron. So it was like bells and whistles. But yeah, 42 holds is pretty nutty. That's a lot of holds. Like, yeah,
fuck, that is stupid. Oh my god,
that is painful for anybody. So I think once counters are understood, even when counters are understood, I think it's still going to be tricky. In threes, it feels like Traya is definitely the solution.
Okay.
Because you just isolate Morgan, and then hopefully you can get round to annihilating with Nihilus. You need the pre-taunt with Sith Empire Trooper to absorb the Doomed. So you just have to hope you can get to Nihilus's Annihilate, get rid of Great Mothers, and then stall out, basically.
Okay.
So, yeah. Yeah, it's... In fives, I've not done a lot of testing. I know you said you've only got one other person in yours. I've only managed to do testing with JMK Plo, with Cat. And even that it's sketchy. It's super sketchy. Like, you can win.
Plocron is good stuff, though.
It's very good. The Plocron is very, very good.
I got a Plocron and an Ethcron. And
yeah.
Goddamn. It's so weird to say Ethkoth is like slapping shit and like is someone to be sought after, but goddamn Ethkoth is actually doing work, and it's goddamn stupid. Especially
in territory wars with the Mace Omicron. It creates almost infinite turn meter looping, which is just kind of nutty. So you need to take in something that stops any turn meter. Well, JMK kind of helps. Anything that you can, like JML with Barris can help. So can, oh god, what was there? Like an EP Mara Jade team can sort it in TW as well. It's just all kinds of nutty. It's all kinds of nutty, because like the foresight from Mace's Omicron pairing with the TM generation from Ethkoth whenever people gain foresight and dodge. And all the control and the blinds and stuff like that. It's just it's maddening.
Add that with the TM for granting buffs on I think it's the level 6 one.
Yeah.
For the Jedi, I think they were even saying that was an infinite loop. So yeah. Better stop that TM or you're fucked.
And Desi's right. Slacker with Armorer can take it in fives. Again, it's just a messy counter.
Which one?
That's can take Great Mothers. Yeah. Okay. It's just a messy count. Like, it's relatively safe, but you're going to lose all the ads. Like, you'll lose all your ads.
That's what sort of happens with Slacker a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Slacker armor versus Leia. You go down to a solo Leia, and he just swipes to infinity and survives because he's fucking Slacker and he just kills things and just like I don't care about anybody else. I just win.
It is pretty much that way. He is the ultimate ramping character. Really, Slacker is. Nothing can compare to his ramping. So it's like, if you cannot put him down, he will eventually kill you.
Yes. Well, that's why people, yourself, Calvin, I've had health on him for a while. I've started putting health and whatever on Slacker, because if he can survive, he can kill things.
Yeah. You don't need to worry about his offense, because he just ramps so much crit damage and offense through his siphoning. So I think
I've had a health primary on my cross for fucking years at this point.
Yeah, I've got 192,000 health on him right now.
Fucking absurd.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he's not the fastest. Mine's 540, and he's got 9,900 physical offense, and it doesn't matter. So it's like, it doesn't matter. It's like, he doesn't need to do upfront damage. He will eventually kill anything. Because, when you're siphoning, when you've got like 300 siphon, 300% of your mastery gains, like, things die. He's going to survive. So that's the important part. That's the important part.
Yeah. Because Slacker don't fuck around.
With offense on the Great Mother Cron, the battle is over too fast for Treya. Mine had 126% offense. That's why you need the pre-taunt now. If you have the pre-taunt, like, the idea is to get rid of Great Mothers as soon. But I mean, it's still early days yet. That's just the counters that I've seen being used currently. I think it's probably going to depend entirely on Datacrons and relic level investments. I guess it means I need to put more relic levels in my triumvirate. God damn it, boy! I'll tell you.
I've been like avoiding doing that for so long. My
Yeah.
Treya has been. They've all been Relic 5 for just way too long. I got to bring them up, but it just I've been trying to avoid it because we have so many other things to bring up. But yeah, Treya's still 5, Nihilus is still 5, Talon's still 5, Sion's not part of the trio. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he isn't. He has been supplanted by the great Savage. So, yeah, Savage is just too damn strong, bro. He's too damn strong. But my Scion, my Nihilus is still Relic 3, so you know, I could definitely do with a little bit of extra loving on that team. The rest, I think, are Relic 5, except for Scion. I think Scion is also Relic 3, but fuck Scion. Let me actually have a look over here. Yeah, Scion is Relic 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nah, everyone is 5 minimum for me on the Sith over there. But bro, the amount of full factions we have Relic at this point. Remember, like back in the day when you're sitting there, like, wow, you have a full faction at Relic? You're crazy.
Oh my god!
Like,
are you like a fanboy or something?
Now I'm just trying to find a faction I don't have full relics.
Well,
it's
I mean,
be like Rebel Fighter because Hoth Soldier sucks ass. It's stuff like that.
If I invert my roster, I've got 1, 2, 3 rows basically of characters that are at most Gear 12, but you know most of that is like thingamabob. You should be much better because I think you're about 1 million ahead of me in GP. So
I am at 12.9. So yeah, I've got 2 rows of I'm at 2 rows of non-relics, but yeah, they're all shit tunes. Like, who really cares about a relic Ewok Scout? IG-86.
Yeah, who cares about Vandor Chewbacca?
Cup. My cup is 1 star.
I wish my cup was 1 star. Damn.
Bro, I'm still thinking. All right, so which do we think? Do you think it's be 1 or both? Cup or Clone Wars Chewie required for Galactic Legends Ahsoka Tano? Which is it going to be, or will it be both?
I think it could be both, but they won't be on the same tier.
Different groups.
They'll be in different groups because there's always going to be one like shit tune per group set, right?
Yeah.
And Clone Wars Chewie and Cup would fit into that. But then the thing is, I also feel like it has to have Barriss and it has to have Plo, and they're also kind of shit. So it's like I don't know where it fits.
I mean, fuck Barriss, but Barriss is pretty good. Like, her character in game. Look, she betrayed Snips. I gotta preface this every time. She sucks.
She did. I mean, she kind of tried to make up for it in Tales of the Empire eventually.
Fuck Tales of the Empire. No, that was bullshit.
Fuck it. No, that's a load of trash.
No, done. She don't get a second chance. I'm glad she died.
She had it coming. In my opinion, she got off easy.
Fuck. Yeah. So Plo is not awful. You know, he's got the ship and whatnot, so he's good over there. He may be less useful with Punishing One coming out, but Plo is at least useful somewhat. You know, he's used for the raid, so that's a thing, and there too. So Plo, I'm sure will be required. Barriss, I'm sure will be required, but those are. Barriss is a good character. Plo is a decently good character. They're not as shit as somebody like Clone Wars Chewie. Like Clone Wars
Chewie has no place in the game, really.
He's like decent in a Tarful team. If you have the Tarful Omicron and TW, like he's decent over there. For a full Wookiee team,
but they're just not very good though. Him being decent in a team that's not very good is kind of like
with the Omicron they can do some good stuff. With the Omicron they can actually do some good stuff, but like. Barriss is still good. Sorry. So Clone Wars Chewie, it was really only good over there. They can do like some good stuff. Other than that, his only real use is to like eat a cat, annihilate like as a pre-taunting tank sort of thing, like be a sacrifice. But
Yeah.
Plo, again, his ship is decent. He's good on a Star Killer team. Though they're not like complete shit. I don't know. So what were you saying? What's your final guess? Clone Wars Chewie or Coruscant on World Police? Which
I
one
think
is it
I think it'll just be one, and I'm gonna say Cup, just because I have a Relic 9 Cup and I want it to be true.
Well, I'm gonna say Clone Wars Chewie just because I have Relic 9 Clone Wars Chewie. I want it to be true for the exact same reason.
You know what that means, though, Wolf. You know what it means. It means neither are gonna be a requirement.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be neither. If you're like, what? No,
they're like, fuck those guys.
Chewie Cup? We're not that mean.
Those guys can't win. Absolutely not. No. Instead, it's gonna be someone else. I don't know who it might be.
It's gonna be the ultimate troll on all of us. It's be like, no.
Ugnaught.
Actually, it's gonna be like Ugnaught or like what's the not Cody, but the Clone Sarge.
Oh, Clone Sarge, yeah. Yeah, Relic 9
just
Clone
for no
Sarge.
reason. just for absolutely no reason.
Yeah.
Like, oh god.
And during the unlock, it'll be a Clone Sarge with the orange painted helmet.
Yes! With the Ahsoka paint. Oh my god, now there's actually a reason. Fuck you, why would you add that in? Shit. Now there's a justification. I was joking, damn it.
Oh no, what have I done?
I was joking, now it's actually gonna happen.
Yep, it's a weird old world that we live in.
This is true.
I can't wait for us to actually get some Rex though. It's irritating for them to tease us with 2 sets of requirements, and it's been like that for like a month now. And I'm like,
it's been so long.
I want more requirements for GL Ahsoka, even though we know she's not coming out for like 2 months yet, 2.5 months.
We need something because this is a little bit silly.
We do.
I mean, she's not that far away.
No, not really. We're halfway through September. How are we halfway through September?
I don't know. Something's happening. I'm gonna put in a complaint with the manager. There's like a time warp or something happening. Yeah.
Take it up with the TDF.
It should still be June right now. I'm calling bullshit.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. We're like, what happened to the summer? No, I'm actually glad that the summer's gone, because the days of me sitting in this hot box during the summer are now coming to a close. Ooh, so
that is true.
I'm happy about that. I'm very happy about that.
That is true. Even with the air conditioner. Did you ever get the whole power situation figured out?
Oh yeah, that was well, no, I didn't get. My solution was, let's just not use the mini fridge, and my mic has never disconnected since. So I firmly point the blame at my mic cutting out in the past at the mini fridge, fucking up the electrics. I don't know what was going on. I can't explain it, but it's one of those things that I found the solution, so I'm not going to look any deeper.
Hey, it works.
Yeah.
It has the expected results, the desired results, and I would call it a success. So yeah, win, done,
easy. Win.
Except no aircon.
Except no aircon. Yeah.
Except you gotta run to get cold beer as opposed to having it in over there.
I would rather have cold beer in this room, but unfortunately, sometimes these are the sacrifices we have to make, Wolf. I could just get a big old bucket of ice and keep that in here.
Well, I still think a power supply unit would do the trick, but
yeah, maybe it will. We'll find out one day when I'm eventually, not lazy. So Darth Cliff saying, start a Lord Vader farm or shift to Ahsoka. I mean, the Ahsoka farm is, it's hard to say carte blanche because we don't know the rest of your roster, and that's not an opening to say show us your roster, because that's not what this is about. But
it's also a question of are you getting Ezra?
Exactly.
Are you conquesting?
Are you conquesting harder? Are you red boxing conquest? If you're going for Ahsoka, then you know that the timeline is probably going to be at least 3 months from now before you can even think about unlocking her. If you're happy with that, then fine, go ahead. We don't know how good she's going to be. We don't know what she's going to do. We can just make assumptions that she's going to be great. she's a very expensive GL, but Lord Vader isn't exactly cheap and isn't exactly super hydro amazing. So, so it's up to you, really. It's up to you. It's very hard to recommend farming a character that we don't know how they're going to perform. But it's what it is.
It's the new GL. You know, it's safe to assume they're going to kick some ass, but there is always a good chance that they turn out like the other GL you're currently farming and be a real Lord Vader or Lord Failure. I mean, Lord Vader. I mean, what?
I mean, who? I mean, Darth Vader.
What? Who?
I mean, we had a GL Darth Vader and they nerfed him. So
yeah,
it was a hard time.
We expect her to be, you know, absolutely fucking amazing, but it's still going to be a very particular team and a very particular everything. So it will take a lot of whaling and a lot of actually getting, you know, really specific things to get them up and running. So, you know, the recent GL releases that they've had have been very like specific particular teams, which actually really, really work over there. I mean, you can do some other things like with Leia. She can work with other characters, but if you don't have Drogon and you don't have every other character on the team, it's suddenly not as scary. Leia herself is pretty scary, but you know, I digress.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
No,
it's very true.
And you will get Ezra. Then flip a coin, or just go with the wind, or get the new stuff because new stuff is more fun. So I mean, this is a very personal choice.
There is that element of it. And like we're both at that point now, Wolf, where the things that we farm are generally the brand new thing that drops.
Yeah.
And that is kind of fun. But, you know, we've been playing for years. Like,
yes.
I'm over 6 years. Wolfie, I think you've been playing maybe half a year longer than me.
Yeah, just half a year longer.
Something like that. And
I think you said you were June 2018. I was January 2018.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So literally like 5-6 months between our timelines. So we're pretty late on in the game at this point, and we both whale a bit. That accelerates things. You know, like eventually you do get to that point where you can just farm the latest and greatest, and it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. So that always comes into play. But again, you might be just a massive Lord Vader fan and just want to have Lord Vader, and if that's how you feel about it, you just go get him instead.
Yep. More power to you.
Oh yeah.
Play the game the way you want to play it. If you want hyper efficiency, then go hyper efficiency. If you want to go and farm all your favorite things, then there really is no better time than right now to farm whatever the hell you want to farm. Like when I started playing the game, if you just went and farmed your favorite characters, you were fucked. Like you were just getting absolutely shit tier teams. They weren't doing anything. They weren't accomplishing anything. If you're like, yay, I love the Night Sisters, or I love the whatever the fuck it was,
Grievous
like
before he got a rework.
Yeah, Grievous before a fucking rework. Like, a lot of these teams were not actually good. At this point, you can go pretty much any direction, and you will find a good team there. Like it's really, really shifted over the years. So,
yep.
It's a good time to play the game.
Especially if you actually dabble a little bit in Datacrons, because Datacrons have often got those what characters traditionally are seen as trashy, and there's usually something fun to elevate them. Like, you see the Eathcoth Cron and you see the Plo Koon Cron. Yeah, I'm not saying Moff Gideon is a terrible character. He's not by any stretch of the imagination, but his Cron is also ridiculous.
Yes.
So it's like they do that occasionally, and that can often elevate. So I know people like to shit on Datacrons from a great, great height, but they do also keep the game fresh and interesting. So stuff like that will always help.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. We have any Tribe Talks questions?
That's a good question. Let's have a look. Tribe Talks questions, baby. Nope. We answered all those in the last one a couple of weeks back, so I will.
Oh my god, I remember that question. The bone-in or boneless chicken wings?
I don't. I still don't understand how you can have a boneless chicken. How is it a wing? How do you know?
Yeah, it's called marketing. It's just chicken nuggets marketed to adults.
It's called lies. It's lies, deception. That's what it is. What Magic the Gathering coloring is Shin? Steel Meathead's Thunder. I've never played Magic the Gathering. Wolfie, have you played Magic the Gathering?
I played Magic the Gathering for like a little bit in middle school, and then didn't remember any of this stuff. And then
So
in
you're more
college,
informed than I am.
And then in college, our RA had like a bunch of free magic cards decks that he gave us. So he like passed out magic cards to the entire hall.
Cool.
So we all took the magic cards and we learned how to throw cards. And we got really, really good at throwing cards like down the hallway, and would like have card throwing fights. And that's
So
what
you
we used the
all-
magic cards for.
You all became Gambit, basically.
We all became Gambit. We
Yeah.
would sit there and like we had like metal shutters, like metal blinds on the windows, and we would try and get them like the cards to stick in the blinds as we were throwing them out.
Yeah. So
yeah, using them as intended.
all I'm saying is, if you say the sentence "throwing and magic cards" together, that's clearly just Gambit. You're throwing
Yeah.
magic cards.
Yeah, I was Gambit, 100%.
All Gambit. Yeah, so I've never played Magic, so I would be the last person to make such a judgment. But what, on your extensive knowledge of Magic the Gathering, what color would Shin be? I don't know what color is.
Purple.
Purple.
Is purple a color in Magic? I don't actually know.
I don't. God damn it, Wolfie! The one thing that you're supposed to know. Yeah.
I just threw out a color, man. I know some colors. I've heard of colors before. Everyone in chat is saying red. All right, she's red apparently.
She's red.
Sure.
It's because she's a
Well,
hottie.
Star Wars disagrees, and Star Wars says that her lightsaber is orange. So
I mean,
you guys are
there
wrong.
is that. There is that. Yeah. Especially Galaxy of Heroes. They're like in their poster is very, very orange. It's very orangey orange.
It's so orange, it's almost gold.
I like gold.
I like gold.
I mean, see, that seems very orange. I mean, I'm not disappointed.
That's
just
borderline gold.
It is gold. It definitely was a little bit redder in the series, I think. It was. Maybe I'm misremembering.
It was definitely a lot deeper in the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot darker orange.
Uh-huh. So we're not talking complete
Well, because
bollocks.
I remember like in like the initial previews and everything, when people were like talking about it, people didn't actually catch on to the fact that it was orange. Like some people were like, "Oh, she got a red lightsaber and everything," because it was actually like a really deep orange. It was sort of like on the border of that. So people actually had to get pointed out that it was an orange lightsaber. So yeah, that to me is a lot. It's not really in line with what they were going with. Yeah.
How's it going, Robbie? Okay, well, seems though we have no questions, Wolfie, and I think we're out of topics of discussions. Should we wrap it up? I mean, you should always wrap it up for safety.
Always.
Always.
It's a good thing. If safety is what you're into.
Yeah. I mean, if you like safety. Yeah.
But yeah, I think we can wrap it up. Get some food. Get some GACs, and
Hell yeah,
I'll be
bro.
on probably hour and a half or so. Get some
sick.
fights happening. So yeah.
There you go, ladies and
actually
gentlemen.
a Twitch viewer, so should be a fun one.
Oh, sick. So part of your community?
Yeah, SWGoH hangs out every once in a
Oh,
while.
yeah,
He's over here. He's over in Calvin's. He's over around. So
Fair.
hopefully should be a good one.
Good business. Well, everybody, make sure you go tune into Wolfie's stream, going live in about an hour and a half. Go around there and go enjoy some gackage. I'll be doing mine tomorrow. So yeah,
Goddamn
I'll
right.
just have to try and compete with Arnold's viewership. I'm sure that'll end well for me.
Yeah, trivial.
Trivial. All right. We'll wrap it up there. I'll see if anybody's already streaming GAC. Maybe Calvin is live right now. He's frequently live at this time as the game is kicking off. So let's see. Desi, what did you say? Oh, yes. Well, I think you spelt meetup incorrectly, Desi.
He did. You meant the second E. Come on. Yeah, you should know better than that.
Exactly. All right, I can send you guys over to
Battalion meetup
Rabbit.
coming up this week, so
Oh,
it'll be a
sick.
good time.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm going to send you over to Rabid Beaver. Thank you all for joining us today, and I will see you all very, very shortly, very, very soon for tomorrow's stream, and go see Wolfie later on for GAC. Big love, everybody. Big love. Goodbye.
Peace.